How's everybody doing out there? For those of you who are familiar with me doing a synopsis video, I actually really love doing them. I know I missed last month. I was in Japan. And then I said I was going to do this month live streaming. And you guys are familiar with this from me. And I apologize for this. Work came up. It did. And I needed to handle it. Usually I have a lot of flexibility. Sometimes something happens. I need to take care of it. And of course, I'm going to prioritize my full-time job. And I need to do that. So I apologize. I know a lot of you have come to like those synopsis videos, so kind of get straight to the point, let you know the news, and then we can talk about it at another time. And so they're a little quicker, those sorts of things, if you didn't have the time to watch the live stream, because the live streams are almost always very entertaining, whether the news is good or not. And I see the poll right now, and it's not looking good. And we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about that today because I was able to actually catch the final like 20 to 30 minutes, full attention paying, maybe not the whole time. And I got to say, even personally, editorializing here a little bit, that's part of why I know you all, what you do enjoy about this channel, not everyone enjoys it, but if you enjoy this channel, it's part of it, is I even heard a lot of things where I was like, no, oh God, no. And I was able to quickly scan my Discord server here for a few minutes. And there were some things over the course of this week that I began to be like, oh, good God, I hope they're not doing this. And it seems like they did do this. And the response is exactly why I hoped they were not doing this. So I do have some screenshots of what we're going to go over today. But also, and I literally mean this, a lot of this is going to try to be, we're going to do our best to have a legitimate, actual conversation. I want to know, not only do I want to know what you guys think, because I want to know what you think, but two, I literally did not catch the first like 30 to 40 minutes of this stream when I think some of the possibly more upsetting news, I don't know, I don't want to lead the witness here, came out. I have this webpage up because this is the one that I was the most concerned about as I began to think it through a little bit. Let's go ahead and catch up on the chat, and then we'll jump into the kind of what's going on here. What's up, Chop? How you doing, bud? Dean, how you doing, man? Jaden, I'm not aware of a secret code. If there was a secret code, if we could share it in the chat, I'd love to see that. C. Meg, massive W. All right. I'd love to hear the positivity, man. This is not going to be a place where I tell you the way you're feeling is wrong. I will give you my perspective. But I can't come and be like, no, you had to like this news or you had to hate it. That ain't how we work around here, man. Radiant Cyclops, new mode, W is all over the place. Love it. Justin Gray, W. All right, cool. Love to see a little positivity. YT user, loved everything about it. It was beautiful. Interesting. That is... Somehow, I mean, if you really felt that way, that's great to hear. That feels like a lot, but we'll go that way. Josh Spaghetti, however, I did think almost everything else announced was hyped. What was the thing you didn't? Oh, pretty pissed Dark Phoenix is pay to get. Yeah, so that is literally, I'm going to say this now, is, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not allowed to say. Let me think of the most NDA protected way to say this. I began to have concerns that the final champion was not going to be Hulkling or CGR, which I predicted it would be CGR. I actually got all three of my champions wrong. I liked my analysis, and I will stick with my analysis, but my ultimate conclusion, the way I applied it, was incorrect. I said that I would donate $100 to charity if I didn't get at least two of the three predictions correct. It is clear I got three of them wrong, all three. I will be donating $200 to charity. My Discord server will pick from 4 charities. I will be putting that up in the next day or two for them to pick because, one, I have fun predicting stuff. I'm going to keep doing it. I want you to know that I mean what I'm saying and I predict it. I think most of you already know that. And then donating to charity just feels like an ultimate win. So let's make that a big W for some charities here and go on through there. Began to think that it was not going to be CGR or Hulkling, and that gave me concern that it was going to be a buff champion. It looks like it's actually a brand new champion. This is a champion that I think people are going to be very excited about. I do have a slide on her. The fact that she sounds like she's supposed to be a potent defender. This is where I'm like, dude, I'm very comfortable with the paying of monies to get somewhere faster or whatever. But I think it's got to be, I hate using the term balanced because in this community that just gets thrown around and it's a very different definition. But I think you need to be careful with that, right? Like I always analogize it to like the bar. And I'm okay because I've stood in line at bars. right? I've done that. I've also paid for bottle service. I've done a variety of experiences in a bar. But I know that ultimately what you need is you need everyone to get in that bar and to have a really good time. Otherwise, you know, if the bar's not full and people spent 2 hours in line, they're going to be really bitter when they get in, right? And if you bought bottle service and then you get in there and the bar is empty and there's no line, you're like, why the hell did I just spend $2,000, $3,000 on bottle service and skip the line when there is no line? And you might be able to poke holes in the analogy. And for me, it's not about defending my analogy. It's more like, hey, this is the analogy I picked. Work with me on this or not. Is when you milk too much, you turn off the people who aren't spending. And when you turn off the people who aren't spending, then the spenders start to ask, why did I spend? The game is not going to be fun if I'm the only person here. And so I think the balance is always about trying to keep engaged the people who aren't spending very much, the people who are spending a little bit, the people who are spending a moderate amount, and then the people who are spending a lot, and keeping those engaged. And when anything gets too far or too extreme, it hurts everyone. It literally hurts everyone. And ultimately, I'm interested in the game being fun. I'm interested in players having reasonable, rational players having a good time. And when things get too askew one way or the other, I think it's hard. And when you're trying to build hype on a crystal and you're coming off of an event that many people are titling the best free-to-play event ever because they could get 7-star onslaught and these things. And like, you've seen my free-to-play account. I worked my way to get to Thronebreaker and I had a great time. I had a great time yesterday. And I got some really powerful things for my account that's going to help me progress. And that felt reasonable. And then when you take that and you build hype with not Hyperion, with Apocalypse and Nick Fury, and then future Ant-Man, I think there is a reasonable expectation in the audience's mind that that last champion is going to be something similar and something they're very pumped up on and that they can get. And right now, I'm not sure that's hitting the mark. And so I'm very curious. If you're disappointed in that, I would really like you to tell me the why. If I captured that well, or if you're like, no, dude, you missed the point, I'm very okay with that. I'd like to hear that. Radiant Cyclops, new mode, wins all over the place. I hear that. That sounded, I did catch a lot. That sounded true to me too. Aubrey, how you doing? They said same as last year, it should be around. Yeah, I think, Nick, it's about, I think I got the exact number from last year, not from this year, but from last year. And I think it was just shy of 37,000 units. So it's going to be a lot. How cool to donate to charity. Nice to meet you, bro. Thanks, Broseph. Yeah, thanks, buddy. I thank you. I appreciate the compliment there. Why is she not in the crystal, though? So that's where I'm going to need you all to explain this to me. I'm also hoping, I know that, shoot, I can't remember his name. Really, really awesome dude. Has a great channel. He usually does a synopsis. I'm hoping we can pull that up because I don't have slides from the whole thing. And so that's a little bit for me, too. By the time I tuned in, it sounded like Dark Phoenix was going to be the last in the milestones. And I'm aware that arena grinders can accumulate a large amount of units. And I'm very comfortable with that. Again, I accept that and work with it. 37,000 is a lot there, right? We're starting to really reach the upper bounds of reasonable. I feel like I know the code, but it's freaking 138. Sorry, but if anyone's got the code, throw it in the chat. We'll pin it. 35 units for what? 40? Yeah, dude, it's a lot, dude. What up, MP? How you doing, bud? Thanks for being here. Okay, so there is a secret code, it sounds like. All right, cool. Dark Pay to Win Phoenix, nothing new. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm talking about is if I'm understanding the implementation of Dark Phoenix, I typically don't like the term pay to win because it's kind of like, well, but this is where I feel like it's going too far. This has pushed the boundaries of what I feel like is, hey, everyone's having a reasonable amount of fun here. But we'll see. I don't know the implementation. I want to be abundantly clear on that. I'm not aware of the implementation on this yet. MP, it's your lucky day. All right. You want to let us know why, man? Or did I just miss something? Sombra, for me, it's a big L. I see that, man. And that's, I think that's logical. I think that's fair. I think that's rational. Is like, you can get 9 pieces of good news, but when something that you're so hyped on is the L, it can overshadow the 9 out of 10 good news. Maybe over a month or two, you get over the L and you're excited about the W's. But in the moment right now, I think it's rational to be like, dude, this feels like an L. That's me. To be honest, I'm okay with Dark Phoenix not being in the crystal. So she's lit. She is definitely not in the crystal. She's a milestone. It has the chance for the other insane champs. Oh, dude, I like that. I like that take, dude. I'm about trying to see the upside in things, and I think that's a perfect example of the upside in things. I did the math. It was 36K units. Anthony, I'm pretty sure I saw like 36.8 from a really reliable source. You and that source are like 800 units apart. And when you're 800 units apart, when the sum total or the grand total is potentially 37,000, I feel pretty close that you both are in the right ballpark. Me thinking 16K was going to be units I saved was going to be. I know, Cannon. You know what, dude? Did they? Can anyone tell me? Did they do a slide showing exactly what the milestones were and the various costs? That would be really helpful to not only me and my own free-to-play account, but I think to a lot of summoners. I could see why they would not put that out. And I think that's fair if they don't put it out. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't like that, but I do think it's fair. I won the giveaway in Kabam Street. Oh, hell yeah, that was you. I heard the name MP at the end, but I didn't know if that was you. Weapon X. Oh, there are 5 secret codes. Only the first person to enter will win. Okay. Well, if you figure out the secret code, I can very much understand you not wanting to share it in the chat then. The war change blows. Dude, Blizzard, if I saw that correctly, I'll admit I'm personally a little irked. And I'm curious to hear how you all feel on that. Me personally being irked and it's slicing in a way that I don't like is different than me thinking it's objectively bad. So I'm curious to hear how you all are feeling on it. JJ, read my last about war. All right, cool. Let's get to that. What's up, Ethan and Alaric? Thanks for being here, bud. Hey, JJ, you know what, for some reason, buddy, I'm having trouble. Oh, there it is. I'm really pissed about the Alliance War change. Just fix the modder problem and AD is going to be just fine. Don't need to overhaul it and making it even more stressful to an individual player. Okay, I'm going to look for the slide on that, and we're going to use that as a jump off point because I have a feeling I maybe missed it or I misunderstood what they were doing. I had a slightly different feeling. For me, it seemed like it was going to be better for the individual player, but kind of like MP's points above, things can slice different ways for different people. No slide on milestones, just a few highlights of what was in the crystal. Okay. Yeah, that was a gigantic L for me. Magic nerf confirmations, really disappointing announcement. Several champs who look like they have low damage. Another annoying defender is entirely pay to win. I think Dark Phoenix being an annoying defender or a powerful defender, and I believe that was on her slides, it was part of why I was like, I don't think this is going to land well. And I think this is going to land poorly. It may over time land okay, but I think the initial reception for something you're hoping to build up hype for, rarely is the community be like, yeah, a tough defender that I gotta pay money for, bro. Hell yeah. Can't wait to not get her and have to fight her. Yes. Like, that's like, I mean, and you know me, I like to, I think that the old term is like in the 50s, they said kidding on the square. And I'm not sure there's a more updated term for it. I like to joke on the serious. And that's how right now I'm interpreting this is I'm like, wait a minute. So we're the hope here is that low spending players and free to play are hype that they're gonna have to fight a powerful defender in Battlegrounds, but they also are totally locked out from getting her ever. I really don't think that's gonna land well. That, like, again, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping there's something I'm not understanding, but that is a tough sell for me. Dark Phoenix is just a new version of the Serpent. Oh, that is not good. That is bad. When the slogan, Nike just do it, when the Heart of Fire slogan is new pay to win Serpent, that's bad. That is really, really bad, man. That is not good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Just Serpent, baby. Sorry, I gotta laugh because otherwise I'm gonna cry. It's like I get into this stuff. I'm excited. I'm an emotional being, man. Can't free to play get Dark Phoenix? No, my assumption or my impression is the Dark Plumes were for buffed Phoenix. So there's regular Phoenix who's going to get buffed, and then there is the Dark Phoenix, which very confusingly is not how you get or what you buy with the dark plumes. Really feels like you should have been being Dark Phoenix, dark plumes, regular Phoenix, but you know, c'est la vie. You try things, sometimes they don't land. Welcome to the free-to-play experience. I just, there's times where I'm like, hey, listen, look, free-to-play, like my heart goes out to you. I get it. Kabam's got to make money, and sometimes it's going to be via selling something. But hey, as long as it comes to free-to-play eventually, like I think that's still, to go to my big bar analogy, I'm like, that's cool, man. Everyone gets in the bar. Everyone has fun eventually, right? The bar's got to make money. And because a lot of times free-to-play players are like I have a free-to-play account. I could afford to be massive whaling crystals, doing the whole thing, but I don't want to, right? So like, I get it. I'm fine with that. But it's when it gets pushed too far, when like the expectation is, again, to do the joke, like, guess what, free to play? You want to get F some more? Serpent wasn't enough. We got another cosmic coming, and no, you can't buy her. Love it. It's like, dude, come on. No, that's how that's gonna come across. That ain't cool, man. That is very not cool. And of course, people aren't gonna be excited about it. And then it is totally rational. It is totally rational. Let me see if I can pull up the slide on this. Let's see. What is the image? Ooh, that is fun. That is fun. All right, come on, man. Come on, get with this. This is the Heart of Fire event. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Let's go ahead and take a look. Heart of Fire event. Key highlights for the Heart of Fire event. So it's going to be May 7th. So can you guys tell me, and I'm serious, because I think what I'm going to do is, since I can't do the synopsis because I missed it, I know y'all, none of you are going to be like, dude, you should have quit that goddamn job. If you guys could tell me in the chat, was this a W or an L? Right now, I am really mixed, because if Dark Phoenix is being implemented the way we think she is, then I think this turned into like a lukewarm. I don't know. L, overall big W, L, yeah. Dark Phoenix is an L, rest is fire. I like that take, Chop. You know me, I try to tend to end up back in the middle. I feel like in life, one extreme or the other is rarely like the good place to end up. Rarely, there's some unique scenarios. Typically, it's more like there's this nice little juicy, warm cocoon centerpiece, and I like that. But I said this, like going out with the last one, like say future Ant-Man for the last one. Because like think about it, if Dark Phoenix, if you had been told Dark Phoenix as the third champion, would anyone be that upset? Like, we still wouldn't be like hype because of, again, dude, only people who spent ridiculous amounts of money are going to get her. I'm going to get her. I'm going to admit I will probably use her. I hope I enjoy her. But again, I want everyone who's reasonable about it to have a good time in this game. And I don't think this hits that. I really don't. You don't need every champ in the game. You absolutely don't, Anthony. Absolutely don't. 3 versions of Jean Grey. I mean, we got 10 Spider-Man. They pissed everyone off first with the good joke. 37 units for any champ is an L, though. I think so. Don't understand why we get 2 Phoenixes back to back. Hey, Sombra, don't tempt them. They'll do 3 just to prove you wrong, man. I'll be banning her for the next year. Such a W that I can see all my BG mates. Such a big W that I can see all my BG match being an L. My vote goes W. Not sure about the new war setup. Okay, so, hey, what's up, K-Dog and everyone? Thanks, y'all, for keeping the chat active. I am definitely asking for your opinion, so I'm obviously going to miss a lot of the chat. So, Heart of Fire, lukewarm, tepid, some W's with some misses. All right. Let's move on to, and my intention is to kind of have this conversation with you all, and then maybe I'll move on to some BGs or something like that. Oh, laughing my ass off. No CGR, I will cry in my room with the lights turned off. I feel you, Vlad. I feel you, man. Vega, what I'm most annoyed about is that the people who paid to do the track will only have Cyclops for about 2/3 until he is in the Titan. So as long as we're on the L's, I think that's a massive L too. Because as someone who bought Cyclops, I'm now like, that was my last expenditure before I stopped spending for a bit. Right now, I'm like, why did I spend money for this? Like the track is really good, but again, and I realized like from a standpoint, if you added up all the things I got tremendous value for the money. I totally get that. However, when it's the Cyclops track, that's not why people are spending the money. They're spending it to get Cyclops. They're not saying like, you know what I needed? I needed some 5-star shards, man. I was like, I'm dry on 5-star shards, and I would really like a steady supply of 5-star shards and maybe some small energy refreshes over the course of the next 3 months. That is not what they're effing thinking. No one was like, you know what, man, I'm going to spend $19 or whatever the hell it was, $10, whatever. It was money. And I don't care if it's 50 cents or $1,000. It's meaningful, right? And so no one was sitting there thinking, I need some small energy refreshes. Those little tiny bits of like thunderbolts and lightning, I need that. No one was thinking that. They're like, I need Cyclops. And instead, what do we get? We get like, hey, would you like Cyclops about 3 weeks earlier? Then he's going to be available to everyone else in the game. Again, back to my bar analogy, that's like charging the person for bottle service when they get early and then they show up, there's no effing line and there's no one in the goddamn bar. And they're like, why did I spend money to skip the line and to get a table when I could sit wherever I goddamn well please if I had spent no money anyway? Like that. So that's like how these things land, man. That's how they land. I'll be happy that I have Cyclops. I, as a YouTuber, will get to make videos on him. But as a player, I'm like, dude, what the heck? All right, Radiance. Since we got the Radiance slide up, plans to Radiance and Beyond, monitor for a few seasons, which I like, dude. I think that's one of the things. Like, I like that they included that because I think it's a good call out to us players to be like, look, remember that they are trying, like, because they said they didn't say we're monitoring, that doesn't mean they didn't. Again, I'm a player though. It's like when you go to the help desk and there's no one there and you just start tapping the bell after like 10 minutes. It's like, you know, like just remember that. And so thanks for putting that out there, Kabam. I think that was really smart that they did. Regular updates, explore, consult, like this all sounded good, right? And I think what I'm reading in the chat, it seems like a lot of you were quite happy with the Radiance. I like the idea of it. I think this is kind of a fine thing here. Magic, curious on this one. If we could get W's and L's in the chat on this, please, to help me kind of see how you all are feeling about specifically Magic. I personally am a proponent of what they did, of what they're doing here with her. In that, if they feel a champion is just too strong, if they feel like, hey, Quake, Magic, or there is a specific mechanic that makes our game unfun, isn't healthy for the players, isn't healthy for the development of the game, I would prefer that they update them, they change them, and then release them as the latest star variety. Because with the champions we've had in game, one, we've had like fun and good experiences with them, and two, these are sometimes the most beloved characters from the comics or film or TV. And so I would prefer, instead of them being locked behind a red border, that they get changed. But I know that a lot of people disagree with that. So I'm very curious. So we got Ace Fusion with the W, Sahi with the W, Sergi with a W, and okay, a lot of W's, dude. TC, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up, TC? How you doing, man? Not sure W or L yet. W. All right, I'm not seeing many L's on this. Oh, wait, hold on. Reworkers of W can finally use her. Essentially, she isn't the same anymore. Isn't in the game. Or might as well get her in the game for so. That's where I ultimately land stink. Like it's more like the old was it King Solomon? I think, right? And two people claimed that this was their baby, and the way King Solomon handled it was like, obviously the only solution is we will cut this life child in half. And one of you can have one half, and another you can have the other half, because we can't tell who this child actually belongs to. This is obviously way before DNA testing and things like that. And that was the proposal from King. I think it was King David or King Solomon. Anyway, one of them was a genius, right? And was like, and the two, there were women in this story. One of the women was like, that sounds reasonable. And the other woman was started crying, unconsolable, right? And then King Solomon or David said, like, we will give the full child to the woman who is crying. Because it was like, if you really cared about the baby, you would not want it cut in half, right? And so this was a bit of a test. It was like a fake test, or yeah, no, it wasn't a fake test, it was a real test. See, and ultimately that's how I feel about this with Magic, is I was like, I'd rather have a different Magic than no Magic at all. And so I think that makes me obviously Magic's father, to just finish off that story. Solomon, thank you very much. Clayton, a Magic bootlicking this art. As one who does not bootlick, we're going to need you to tell us what that is. So you could let us know how the bootlicking is going for you. All right, Major L for Magic Nerf. This is just getting excited for a new Mystic Champ without knowing their kit. See, dude, I get that, man. This is one of those, like, I can't tell you, I would never tell you that the way you feel is wrong. Like, that's how you feel. That's what you find fun. I got you, man. I got you. All right. Y'all, stop fighting. There's a no fighting zone. People are allowed to feel the way they feel. Vega, how do you feel about the Radiance allocation? Seems too top heavy to me personally. Let's see if we can get to that slide, man. After 3, okay, so yeah, I mean, this is cool. I'm glad they're working through story quests. I've enjoyed point 2 so far. New mode. Testing under new event format. Competitive meta event. Like, if you could let me know how you're feeling on this. Obviously, there wasn't a lot of details on this, and I think it's fair, right? They're kind of letting us know this is maybe coming, it may not be. Does anyone have strong feelings on this? Will there be Heart of Fire 7-star crystal available in milestones well in advance of their? We don't know, bro. So if I was hoping that news had come out, for those who didn't catch the beginning of the stream, I missed like the first 30 to 40 minutes. Work popped up. I had to take care of it, so I missed it. So I'm going over the slides that I was able to catch, the things I was able to catch, and then I'm actually relying on you for Akbar. That's the really awesome guy who has a great channel, who usually does the write-up. Akbar, did you do the... Yes, I would desperately love that. We were literally talking about you like 15 minutes ago. This new mode sounds cool. I like that they're continuing to innovate. It's kind of like what I say with my own channel, is like, yeah, I spend, but I then use it to make videos. I then use the money I make from the videos to spend and make better videos for everyone. I like that Kabam's making money on the game and putting it back into the game. I feel like that's a pretty reasonable W. But if you guys think it's an L, you let me know, please. Am I going to be buying the 7-10 unit deal on the free-to-play? So Chop, right now, I don't know enough about the Heart of Fire sale. That's the problem for me personally, is I don't know if my free-to-play is going to have enough units, because it sounds like we got no information on that. Thank you very much, Akbar. I'm going to pin this. We're going to go over the few more slides that I have, and then we will go directly to Akbar's write-up. If you're not familiar with Akbar's channel, first of all, you should be. Go subscribe, and second of all, make sure every single month, if you can't watch my videos, maybe you hate me, that's fine. Don't watch my video. I think you should. I think it's really good, but maybe you don't want to take in your information that way. You like to read them. Akbar does a phenomenal write-up every single month. Go subscribe to his channel while you're at it. All right, let's continue to go over this. 20 relics. Okay, I was pumped up on this. I was very pumped up on this. You tell me though, let's get W's or L's on the new relics. Oh, solely the new relics, not about the whole stream. Just, okay, I'm seeing big W's for this. I feel strongly this is a W. I mean, who the hell, like, who else has been like, forgot to put a relic on Hulkbuster and I'm in the quest, and apparently I can't gain power unless I have a relic on. So this is fun. Do I exit the quest? What do I do? And it's like, on some level, you hear the Kabam employee being like, well, it's your fault for not checking your relics before you join the quest. Do you understand that, right? You are the player. And you're like, dude, I don't fucking need that right now. Why are you doing that? Just make more goddamn relics. Like, you made them. It's your game. don't throw this back on me, right? Like, okay, yeah. And also, relics can be really, really cool. We do the best relics guide more relics, you better bet. I am motivated to get that video made tonight, and I will do my best to get it out this weekend. I might do kind of like a reaction video to this after now going over it all with you. But in the next, let's say 4 days, give me a little bit of time. You know, I'm slow. I will get out the updated relics tier list. The spreadsheet wizards put together. They basically were like, no, Vega, you keep doing the best relics tier list, and your viewers are asking for something different. And they made a spreadsheet that literally answers the questions you're asking. And then the wizards who are in the Illuminati, myself, the Illuminati, went through and graded every single relic. And so we're going to updating it with the champions from the last, I think, 3 or 4 months. It's quite a few, actually. Like, I was surprised at how far back it went. Okay, I'm seeing no L's for this. New relics, a W. If it's defender relic, then an L. Oh, it better not be a defender relic. It best not be. Ain't no one's wanting that, man. No one's wanting that. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Show. All right, cool. Oh God, please don't make it a defender up. Can you imagine a relic where they're like, and synergies count on defense for your whole Battlegrounds deck? All right, so this is more relics. I love that they're gonna like reduce because they are very complex. Like, I think because it was an initial setup, the time spent on initially setting up the new relic tier list for myself and the Illuminati was more than we put in for multiple months of the Battlegrounds in general tier list, because there's so much nitty gritty. There's so many, like, actually, there's this relatively obscure part of Nick Fury's kit that synergizes incredibly well with, I think it's like the Nick Fury, or no, with the Valkyrie relic. And it has to do with like his fury or something. And I think it was like Adamantium that pointed it out first. And then like Jaeger's like, yeah, that's correct. And it was like, oh shit, now we got to go through and like comb through stuff. And even still, like on the last tier list, some of you all pointed out a few things, which I really appreciate you all doing. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is still the same one. Get with it, dude. What are you trying to do here? And we're still on the same one. I will eventually click something different. There we are. Okay. This one hit me in a real not good place. And this is the Alliance War, a new thing. Big update for season 58. Isn't that next season? Like literally in 3 weeks? TC, yeah, I think that's exactly it. Valk Relic, Fury, pausing Furies, tactical charges. Yeah, I think that was exactly it. If I remember, Ace Fusion, what's up, dude? It was net 36.9 units for the final milestone last year, investing all the units gained as well. So like 48 total, but you got some back. But so you had to reach a milestone to get like. Okay. This should be a one season thing for a little break, but absolutely should not replace normal war. So MP, I felt like let me read through this better. Because I remember when I saw this, I was like, you've got to be effing kidding me. A big update, because did they just update the war map? Like literally, aren't you all playing on a new map? Like literally last season was completely revamped and new. Big update for season 58, a brand new map structure. 10 defenders will live on the map. Each summoner takes 1 fight per battle group. 2 champion slots per attack team. I gotta read this through because there's some stuff where I'm like, what? 10 defenders will live on the map. Each summoner takes 1 fight. So so there's only 10 defenders. 2 champion slots per attack. Why do you need 2 champion slots if you're only taking 1 fight? Like for a synergy? Fights focus on RPGs. Higher health totals with lower attack values. You know, you guys think about the War Showcase stuff with those really high. I don't know if the health values are high, but like they have like a protection. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Like it was Tech and Cosmic. I think this last one. Basically, everyone's just like, just use Serpent and don't pay attention. Defender diversity and attack bonuses tune accordingly. Huge solo event update. Radiance will be. Did they say, is this like the new map or is this just like a break? Not new map, just new nodes. Okay, I hear you, Hodge. And I think that is an important distinction. Yes, they did. It's a great map. It's a shame this completely shuts that down instead of being on some. But does it affect your alliance? I don't know, Kurt. Maybe that was the same. The nodes changed. It's one season, but I find it hard to believe it did all that work to never use it. That's where I'm at, Akbar. It was like, why all this work on war? Like, not that war can't be fun. Don't get me wrong. But like, why? We have to assume they spent a bunch of time on the new nodes, right? And I feel like we were told that, and that it was done to like give a role to like some of the newer champions, open up design space, if I remember the post well. And I was like, okay, that sounds fair. Like, I get it. That's not what I was hoping for necessarily, but it sounds worthy. Me personally, remember my whole thing with war is always like the time and the need to place pre-fights and when I can do that and need to get cleared. And I'm like, I want to enjoy a Saturday with my family, dude. I don't want to be placing white magnetos and timing boosts with my alliance mate. I love my alliance mate. Nothing against them, just my schedule is different than theirs, right? And so they're like, how about a whole new set of nodes? And I was like, fun for the game, not good for me. I'm just going to give up on tier 1. And literally like 2 months later, they're like, how about we do something totally different? Why? Like, why? Who was like, why? Like, I'm going to read the chat here to see if maybe you guys are seeing something I don't. It might be a W, it might be an L, but props to me for trying something new. All right, I respect that. Variety in AW is good. The basic format has been in place forever. This might be good or it might stink, but innovation, okay. I love how open-minded you all are being. Like, I do think it's important we give, like, you know me, all right? I'm big on, like, let people take chances. If it gets messy and it goes wrong, cool. They tried something, learn from it, iterate. So I thank you for putting that out there. As someone who's been playing competitive war for a very long time, I'm super excited for this. It was very dull and tiring. This is AW Raids, and I'm happy for it. All right, cool. My biggest issue with the new update in the game in general is how you can buy champs. In the past, even though whales had better chance, free-to-play or new players could get a hold of them before the whales. I think that's interesting, and I don't necessarily like disagree with it. It's just not where I want to take the stream right now. I feel like we've kind of moved on to a thing. Monty, if you want to stick around, bud, I'd be happy to kind of talk about that for a while as we progress through these slides, bud. Vega, Waxby fight, Synergy, something like that. Yeah, that's the 2 slots. This is for a single season for now. All right, thanks, Akbar. I appreciate you adding on some facts. It is AW Raids. This will be pretty repetitive. Same 10 defenders every war, and everyone will take the same matchups every war. Okay, so it's a 1-season tryout. It doesn't make too much sense to have a map with only 10 champs on it. I don't think it makes sense either. The fact that you are saying, because I did not catch this is what I was saying. When I could tune in, I was still relatively distracted, like finishing up some things. This as a test, I still don't, I wish, I will admit, dude, I'm in the goddamn CCP. I got invited to like the Summoner Summit or whatever in December. I was very open about like, I love war. If only there was these time constraints. I would have really loved it if someone had been like, hey, it's this thing. You know, like if someone would have just said that to me, but that is fully me. That's not relevant to the whole game, right? So I love that you all are adding that this is like, and it makes sense now to me that this is just 10 defenders will live on a map because it is a test. If this was like, hey, this is like what war is now going forward, I've been like, dude, 10 is not gonna help at all. Like it needs to be bigger. So, okay, cool. This is one of those ones where more information is really helpful. MCoC noob. Honestly, I love most of the changes, but I feel AW is an L, but maybe I'm too attached to AW as my favorite mode. I hear you, man. For me, as I just said, like knowing that this is actually more of a 1-season test helps me frame it as more of like, okay, cool, they're trying something. No, Luke, it sounds like actually a lot of people are kind of with you on this one, buddy. When does the sale start? So Red and Dead's was the sale, and I think it might technically even be over, but it might be up for another 52 minutes. But the Heart of Fire, I mean, I guess it's a sale, but it's a sale for units, is my understanding. And that's, I think, next Wednesday, the 7th. Yeah, this is the first one that seemed like a possible L. Time will tell. Okay. Personally, I think the introduction of Phoenix is, right now, I have it as an L. I'm open to the idea it turns into a W, though, sometimes. But initial impression, it feels like a very avoidable L. Not only for Phoenix, but for the Heart of Fire event, which was so fire. I also think that there's a very good chance that in like 6 months, we're like, wasn't Heart of Fire great? Because we will know how it played out. There's still so much we don't know about the milestones and things like that right now. Vlad, I want to ask you from a free-to-play perspective, I have 36,000 units right now. Do you think it'll be worth spending them in the Heart of Fire event, even though I only want Fam and Fury? Vlad, you're the Vlad that's in the Alliance, right, bud? Or that I've been in communications with? It wouldn't change what I'm about to say, just out of curiosity. If you can stick around for a few minutes, we can come back to that. I want to progress through the few slides that I had too, and then we'll pull up Akbar's notes. And we've only got one slide left. Okay, so that was just this one. I obviously, I mean, I don't think anyone's upset about this. Super Daily Event's been phenomenal. Like, it is so rewarding. And if you're an in-game player and you're like, it's fine. I get you. Like, the numbers are small. I'm taking this tier 7 basic. Yeah, I think it's tier 7. And I'm doing it every day, knowing that like this is not going to now allow me to rank for a new champion. I get that. I think it's only 700 of them. And so I'm trying to really take the approach of like, yeah, but over the course of the month or 2 months or whatever, I'm playing the game anyway. I'm getting like 7-star shards. I'm getting boosts. I think this has been phenomenal. And on just so if you don't know, and I got this completely from MSD, okay, Metal Sonic Dude, is if you find yourself where you're like, dude, I can't play the game that much today. And this will happen to me. This has happened to me a lot as I've been working on my free-to-play account and trying to do content with you all and stuff, is I literally, while I'm working, I open my phone, I go to Road to the Labyrinth, I think it's called. The Road to Somewhere, okay? And it's in the special quests. And the defenders have like 200 PI. And I just auto-quest it like 3 or 4 times, and it gets the event done. And it's my in-game account, so I have tons of energy. It's like, I don't even have to pay attention. Just every 5 to 10 minutes, I check in on my phone and I get the event done. And, that's obviously not the ideal way to play the game, but it is an ideal way to be efficient in getting the event done. So I really recommend that. No, I'm not that Vlad. All right, cool. And like I said, it was just a nice way to say hello more than it was. It wasn't like I'm now going to be like, oh, well, fuck you, man. I'm not going to pay attention to you now, Also, did Magic really need to work? I think she was perfect. We touched on that briefly, Noob, and I think there's 2 different camps on this. I think they're both rational, and I don't think either are wrong. I think it's just more how you feel, like what you enjoy. For me, if Kabam, this is a big if, but the contingency is if Kabam was like, this one ability or whatever, Magic in herself is too strong. We are never bringing her to the star variety. And for those who don't know what that means, and I thought it was cool that Karate Mike called that out, was because he did. He asked a question. I think it was very intentionally asked to make sure people knew she's coming as a 7-star. I thought it was really smart. I liked that a lot. So if Mike, if you're watching, proving again, you're very intelligent. And if they're saying, look, we are not going to release her for the highest star variety in game unless she's changed. There's just no way that's happening. I personally would much rather have her kit changed because I like the character, dude. I had so much fun with her over the course of years in this game. She's in some like a movie I really like. Like I've grown to like the character Magic. And so I would rather have the chance to play her in the higher star variety, even if she has a changed kit. There's people in this chat who are like, no, dude, that feels like a nerf to Magic. I don't want that. Dude, I will never say that's wrong. That's how you feel. That's what you enjoy. That's not objectively wrong, right? That's not killing puppies. Do you want to kill puppies? That's wrong. That's different. So let's go on. Let's move on to Akbar's. Let's close the poll. Jeez. Oh, actually, the poll's not bad, man. The overall for the stream, 37% of you are saying this is 475 votes. So this is a decent sample size here. 475 votes. W at 37%, which is actually pretty good. Bit of both is at 34%, not bad. L is at only 28%. All right, so that, I mean, that's not bad, man. I'll take that in real life. You know what I mean? Like, I'll take that. I'll take that. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. I think New Magic will be crazy good. I think they're going to make her crazy good too, MP. This is one of those ones where I'm like, they're smart. Kabam is very smart. And ultimately they know what they're doing. So why can't I? There we go. All right, we're at Akbar's stream recap now. They know what they're doing, and so I think they're going to make her really, really good and fun to play, I would assume. Fun, again, is subjective, though, but that would be my sense. Red Hat, good point. Red Hat. If they have, hey, what's up, Red Hat? Thanks for being here. But if they have a 6-star Dark Phoenix lower in the milestones, I won't be as upset about the availability of 7. Yeah, I think that's really rational and kind of you, man. I still think it's a bit. With what we row right now, I don't like this. I really don't, because like I said, I've labored the point. I've said it multiple times. I think it pushes it too far to the people who are playing. The people who are playing should get an advantage. They should get things first. That's how the game makes money. That's the economy of Canada and the United States and various places. And so Kabam has to work within it. I get that. I don't love it, but I accept it and I work with it. I think this might be a little too far. I don't know. We'll see. This is all like so many facts unknown right now. Like, we don't know how powerful Dark Phoenix is going to be as a character. We don't know how unavailable she'll be to lower spenders and no spenders for a period of time. This is all just like immediate reaction, right? Which is why, which is part of why it's fun. Part of why, too, I'm enjoying making a lot of jokes. And 3, most importantly, why I'm like, I'd like to know what you guys think, because collectively, we're going to have a lot of different ideas. Yeah, what's up, dude? The war stuff in Phoenix paywall suck hard, but the rest of the stream was good. What else was in the stream? Because I think I showed up about 30 to 40 minutes late. And right now, it's feeling like almost nothing was talked about in that 30 to 40 minutes that you all have brought up. Now, I know I've been going through slides, so maybe that's a little bit of like, we've been talking about what I've brought up. But if there was something brought up that I haven't covered, please let me know. Because right now it's like, did they just like giggle and make puns for 40 minutes? Like, pretty entertaining, but I don't think that's what they did. Valiant EQ. Oh, new Valiant EQ. Okay. And that was, the first part of the stream was introducing the new champs. Got it. Yelena and Cyclops. Cyclops looks like he's an attacker, right? Yelena looks like a defender. Let me know if that vibes with what you all heard. No more have to do Thronebreaker? Okay, I can see why people are excited right there, Justin. If they let off the stream with, you will never have to do Thronebreaker EQ again, people are probably just like, I don't care what you say from now on. You can say whatever the hell you want, and we're good, man. Yelena's a bit underpowered from what I see. Offensively, I think she's a bit of a defender. Yelena's a 5-5 defender. Okay. Yeah. Love that. I love, did they say what, sorry, I got to check this out. If this woman is a 5-5 defender, we're going to have a moment of silence though. Because if we're getting 2 5-5 defenders in 1 month, here we go. Okay. By 0.5. By 0.5. That was, I truly didn't know. So that was a bit of a dramatic reveal for me too. I was like, if we're getting 2 5s in 1 month, which is pretty ironic to even, like, when you think about that too, like, to have the fortitude, let's call it, for Kabam to be like, let's give them a 4.5 and a 5 in the same month, and let's ask them to be excited about it. When this is literally like about 12 months from the post about, hey, we've heard you. We did too many tough defenders in too quick of a sequence too many months in a row. I think because it was like 3 tough defenders over the course of 6 months. This was just a year ago. And now they're like, how about a 4.5 that you will need to spend multiple dollars on? And then also a 5 that's only for people who spent $800 in a spending event. I feel like in the meetings where they make these decisions, there's no one pointing these things out sometimes. Because I feel like Kabam always like makes up for it. But it might be nice if someone was making these points in the meetings too. We're saved. 4.5. Yay! Odds they make. That can't be. Did the stream? Yeah, I think my stream did crash. Are we back? We should be back. I just got a weird OBS notification. We back, y'all? Let me know. As long as there are already in-game counters, we might be okay. If out of 300, yes, we're back. Okay, it seems like it's back. Everyone's gonna experience a small, just a little Thanos snap, just a little blip, Don't worry, Avengers are gonna bring you right back. They'll bring you right back, like you never were gone. Here, I'll check on Conchu's Onk, the Prestige. I actually don't know how to check Prestige on Conchu's Onk. I know it's here. If anyone should check on that. I don't know how to use Conchu's Onk. Great site. It's the one I've been using. I've been telling you guys that. But I actually don't know how to check the Prestige on there. We back, baby. You get that right, Dean. They shouldn't have a web store milestone, right? Should be the in-game event milestone. I don't know, Anthony. It seems like details on the Heart of Fire event were pretty sparse, dude. Dark Phoenix might raise Isophene stock in the meta. Yeah, I don't know, man. I was pretty excited about Isophene. She's a good champion. Don't get me wrong. She's a good champion for sure. She has uses. Like, she's a champion that I could see Kabam not even buffing because she's good. I'm not sure how. Like, doesn't she have a passive? She have a passive wither off her SB2. I think there was some unique stuff about her. She's good. Yeah, it's possible, man. Is Human Torch immune to Nova Flame, or is it just Bobby? I actually don't know. Crash said Heart of Fire, same cost structure as Omega Days, just with more stuff. You know what? I do want to bring that up again really quickly, and then I promise we'll get onto the these notes here from App. Oh, you know what? It's probably in Akbar's write-up. So let's just use that. So here's the Valiant EQ. I mean, those rewards look phenomenal. It's probably going to be pretty tough. Because think about monthly getting 8,000 Titan shards. That's a lot. There's a lot of rewards in here. Is there a tier 7 basic? I'm not seeing it. Dude, there's a lot of rewards in this. I think it's going to be difficult, which I'm actually pretty pumped up for. I like the idea. Like, I loved all the various special quests Kabam has done over the last, like, 12 months. Like, when I think about how much work that must have been, like, human hours to make those unique and novel and all that. And yeah, I'm even including, like, the refurbished Grandmaster's Gauntlet. Like, I realized that was really just the same nodes, and they just slapped on 7-star. But, like, that was amazing content. I love them reusing amazing content. I know that's not everyone's thing. I get it, but I really like it when it's part of what they're doing. If it was all they did, of course, I wouldn't love it. But I'm even including that for me enjoying the various questing and things. Like, as a big, broader picture of the last couple of years, I think it's awesome. I think if they're able to do a monthly EQ that's pretty challenging with good rewards, I would love to do that. I'd love to have a place to use my champions. Valiant MCoC new Valiant EQ is a big W. Loving it. Okay, cool. Ace, thanks for pointing out. Yeah, it's sometimes, you know how it is. You're like reading and you just miss stuff, especially while streaming. Thanks, guys. Okay. People are excited about EQ. Okay. So now Yelena Belova, Cyclops Phoenix. Cyclops stacks lots of precisions and has an easy true focus. I think I'm excited about Cyclops. With what I'm aware, I'm very excited about him. He seems, at a minimum, he's going to be a good addition to the mutant class. I will admit, with Yelena, I have seen the movie Thunderbolts. I will spoil none of it. Go see it. It's really good. If it doesn't fit your budget or your interest to see it in the theater, I fully respect that. See it when it comes out on streaming. I think it is very, very good. For those of you who have children, because this had come up on my Discord server, I could see, I think it's well within a parent's right to decide, you know, and whatever. This isn't rated like NC-17 or something, okay? I think there might be a version of an MCU movie that you've gotten comfortable with your child seeing that I think this is a little different on. And so I would read a review or two, like maybe check out Common Sense Media or something like that before taking your kid to see it. It is a different sort of Marvel. I do not think I will take my youngest to see it, even though I think she would maybe very much enjoy it. So just kind of take that what it is. I know a lot of you might not have kids, but I do. And I know there's some parents out there. All right. And then Phoenix, I mean, this seems interesting. I did listen to DLL's spotlight with context on her. She sounded cool and like she's going to have uses. I wasn't like, I need to have her though. Like I'm not buying the plumes on my free to play account with the not radiance, the diamond looking thing. I'm not spending my diamonds on it. PC release, I'm pumped up on that. We've talked about that. A lot of that's due to my back. Like right now I'm standing. I imagine you all can tell. And so having to play the game hunched over is not the best. My chiropractor, actually, I have a great chiropractor. I don't think she wants to see me because she knows it's for back pain. Okay, Heart of Fire. Here we go. May 7th through 13th, featuring Ant-Man, Apocalypse, Nick Fury, Immortal Abomination, Tigra. The crystal itself will only contain these 5 champions. All right, I got to check in on the chat. It was a much darker movie, though. Yeah, Gav. Yep. Blink twice if Red Guardian lives. Also, that for those who don't know, I brought that up on another stream. I really love the Red Guardian character. That's real safe to say, too. I did not love him as much in this movie. Like, to show you how much I liked this movie, I actually didn't love him as much as I did in... I can't even think what the other one was called. The Black Widow movie, basically. And I still thought the movie was great. Deadpool type of Marvel? No. That's kind of what I'm talking about. I don't want to say anymore because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. Phoenix is basically dead on arrival thanks to Dark Phoenix. That's another, again, like that's one of those ones where like I very much agree that I think it's rational for the community to walk away with that sentiment. And I think this was easily avoidable. You know, just Phoenix 2 months ago. Like, they maybe have their own reasons, their own timelines for why they did it. Maybe we'll find out in like 2 weeks that there's a reason that didn't happen, right? Like, I think we're supposed to beat Dark Phoenix in a quest in order to get Phoenix. And so like there's like thematics and maybe like the storyline of the game. And like we're seeing that with like Vincent, who's been doing a really cool job. I've really enjoyed all that. So maybe there was like reasons for that. I think it's also very reasonable though. Like, again, if they had taken me into a room and been like, hey, here's our timeline. How do you think this is going to land, or how's this land with you? I'd have been like, I would have liked it if Buff Phoenix got, you know, a month on her own, because whether it's objectively rational, I don't even know. I don't like those terms because I think they're so useless and just argumentative. But I think it's very rational for a player base to be like, okay, move over, Phoenix, get out of the way. You know, they're that meme of like the guy walking with his girlfriend looking at the other lady from behind. I mean, literally, Phoenix is like, what about me? So, which sucks because a lot of people have spent a lot of time designing her, testing her, and working on her. So, but in 4 or 5 months, maybe we'll all love Phoenix. I don't know. So I hear you on that. All right. The crystal itself only contains these 5 champions. I wish we had more info on this, because this is one of those things where, and I think it was MP and a couple other people brought this up. They're like, look, I don't love that Dark Phoenix feels paywalled. She's for units, but come on, that many units? Like, it's technically not paywall. And this is, again, where I'm like arguing over whether she's paywalled or not and the semantics of it. Like, you know, I got time for it. You want to argue on it? That's cool, man. I'm going to go get a beer. I'll come back when you're done. For me, it's like that many units, whether the person paid for them with dollars or whatever your currency is called where you're at, or they paid with it with like hours and hours and hours and hours in the arena. They paid, man. They paid. And so, like, I don't love that. I wish she was in the crystal. I get it. In a sale, they're incentivizing people to go to the final milestone. 3 or 4 Heart of Fame, Heart of Fire. Am I the only person that reads HOF as Hall of Fame? I use the abbreviation, but I read it as Hall of Fame every single time. Heart of Fire, Gem, Heart of 3 to 4, Heart of Fire, Awakening Gem, Heart of Fire. So that's a generic, because that's not a crystal. Holy shit. 200, I'm just gonna call them Hall of Fame 6 stones. I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna give in. 7-star Hall of Fame crystal. Crystals. It says crystals. This is NFL fans, first world problems. Exactly, MP. I mean, that is fully like, it's totally, like I'm picturing a yellow jacket around the crystal. I'll take a beer while you're up. Thanks, K-Dog. I got you, man. I got you. Wholeheartedly agree. Time is worth more than money. The older I get, the more I agree with that statement. You will spend 36,000 units and get some from the milestones. Will there be a Hall of Fame selector? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. That's right. They didn't go over whether this was going to be that box gotcha style or just a pure crystal, did they, on the stream? I did not catch that if they did. Beer of choice, what's up, Snoops? A beer. Like if I'm like just at a bar, just like with like buddies, and we're just like shooting the shit, I'll take a Coors Light, Bud Light. Like I'll take, just keep it simple, man. Like I'm here for the, I think y'all say I'm here for the vibes. Like I'm here for the vibes. If I'm like drinking a beer, like I'm like, dude, I want a fucking beer. I'll drink a great stout. I love stout. Get a little chocolatey. I don't want sweet though, man. And then I love sour beers, not IPAs. I can't stand IPAs. So you can imagine why the last like 2 decades of beers have not been great for me. I can't stand hops, like in the extra hoppy. And remember, I live in California, dude. So like everyone's got to be like, it can't just be an IPA. It's got to be like, it's quadruple, triple, double IPA, bro. And it's like, whatever, man. Like it's a beer. Like just fucking give me a beer. So yeah. Yo, man, are there any codes? Please tell me. I wish I could, dude. I don't have any. I know people are asking, but I ain't got codes. Yes, they did explain. It's crystals only. Dude. All right. I mean, so that's wild. Just on a fully personal level, this is really weird for me because like I want Tigra. I will need to learn to use her well before I'm going to invest like the Awakening or especially the signature stones. I'm willing to let someone else test Immortal Abomination to see if he's better than I currently think he's going to be. I don't think I will be that guinea pig. I want Nick. It's mainly for Battlegrounds defense, and I meant what I said on like the BG's tier list. I think if you're taking him to rank 4 for Battlegrounds defense, you want to take him to 6200. You want that second life lasting as long as possible. I'm aware that Penny Parker and Danny Moonstar exist and can totally cancel out that second life. I'm aware that they might bring crappy ass Toad as a 7-star at some point in time. I still want him 6200 because those are 3 champions. People are going to be scared to put Penny in their deck because of what's his nuts, Gallon. Although we're not getting CGR or Hulkling, are we? So Danny Moonstar, as much as I love her and she's fun, she ain't in a lot of Battleground stacks. There's a reason. So I think you want that second life lasting as long as possible. So I'll probably want Nick and Future Ant-Man. Future Ant-Man's my dude. He's my bro. I think he's in a game that rarely has a best champion in a class. I think it's a lot of like tiering, like we talk about in the general tier list. I think Future Ant-Man might actually have a case to be the best in his class. It's a tier still, but I think he has a case to be the test. Okay, so this is interesting. So for those of you who don't know MP, MP is an extremely high tier Battlegrounds player, has a really nice channel. This is he's going to host the Battlegrounds tournament I chatted out in my last Battlegrounds tier list, and he's currently commenting, iBomb without an equity would be phenomenal. I don't know if I can justify him or Fam if you're a Tiger though. iBomb will shut down Photon, Null, etc. So MP, so it's interesting to hear a player of your tier saying that because, you know, I do the Battlegrounds tier list and we're giving our honest opinion. You know, like William, TJ, like there are high celestial level Battlegrounds players in there giving their opinion and their advice too. And what we try to do is make it broad advice that's good for like everyone. In essence, I know Barrow Man and you aren't tuning into that tier list to be like, what's Vega gonna tell me that I didn't already know, right? And so it's interesting for you to say that because I theorized, and part of my thinking on iBomb was before everyone had caught on to how good Inequity was for Battlegrounds, iBomb was starting to become a very solid dual threat. Because remember, 7 stars hadn't fully taken over yet. This is like early Battlegrounds. And not a lot of people had iBomb with the highest rank and rarity. It's 6-star, right? I remember using him, I think it was in 4 Loki for War. And my 4 Loki days are a while ago now. And so I was very curious, like, wait, if they fixed the Inequity issue with him, kind of like when DLL designed Patriot, I remember asking CCP, I was like, hey, can iBomb get the same Inequity protection? That was a really smart call on DLL's part. Like, if we could get that for iBomb. So, like, I really think there's a way here. And I'm curious, dude. Someone's going to have kind of the balls, basically, to fully invest in iBomb. And I just don't want to be that guy, you know? But I really like iBomb, so we'll see. Vega, do you play SF? I don't think I do because I'll admit I'm not even sure. Off of reading the abbreviation, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, Street Fighter. Is that Street Fighter? As a kid, I played Street Fighter 2. That's where the name Vega actually comes from. I loved Street Fighter 2. I was terrible at it. I was very young, and I didn't get to spend that much time in arcades. But when I did, NBA Jam, Street Fighter 2 were my go-tos. I loved those games. Loved. I also didn't realize that the guy with the claw was an asshole. I found that out many years later, but I already liked the name Vega, and so I ran with it. Vega, your second account is destined for 7-star. I think you're right, Chop. But I have 38,000 units, but if I get the first few chance, I'm out. See, this is where, again, if you guys will allow me a quick aside, this is where the whole, like, obviously my main account, or I'm not going to use the term main account, my 583 account, it's a whale account. I go big on every single sale. Not every single sale, but most of the big sales, I just buy at the store. It's good for my channel, guys. Like, it just is. Like, I make more videos. Like, I put them back in. You guys get the whole thing. And it is fun. I'm not going to lie and say it's not fun. It's very fun. But this is one of those ones where I'm like, dude, I get it that there is a large portion of the community that's going to see Dark Phoenix and be like pissed off. Like, I fully get it. And so I don't know. I'll probably go through because I want Dark Phoenix. I'll be able to make videos on her and all that stuff. But I don't love this implementation without knowing that Dark Phoenix is going to come to the basic crystal in 12 months. Like, if I knew that, I would feel so much better about it. But based on what we're seeing, I don't. We'll see. Maybe there's more to this here. Dark Phoenix is immune to Incinerate, Nova Flame, and Power Drain. She has lots of power gain and Unstoppables, and inflicts Nova Flame passive. We're not seeing if that Unstoppable is a passive or a buff. I'm going to assume it's a buff for now. Because she's a Cosmic. But there's a world where that might be a passive, and that could be a problem. She has a pulverize on her heavy. That's only existed in Cosmic so far, hasn't it? Oh, wait, yes, she is a Cosmic. Duh. I just literally said that. I should listen to myself more. A consistent safeguard buff. See, they call out that then stop. They call out that some of these are buffs, and they don't call out that others. Concerns me a little bit. Not gonna lie. She has a consistent safeguard buff. We saw this in Deathless Thanos. It's a cool mechanic. And an immortality. Tell me again why Hercules is... I thought Herc was busted because he goes immortal. A kid, but I also am slightly serious on this. If her buffs are nullified or fail, they are replaced with passes and is expected to be a potent dual threat. I mean, Mojo, and we've talked about this a lot on this channel. What's the bug lady's name? The bug queen. She's awesome. Shathra. Reduce the duration of these things. Seems like might be the answer. They made it plain she wasn't a Herc. I've made enough jokes today. Nah, you can never have enough jokes. Sorry, they're all pretty much buffs. Oh, dude, Akbar. Thank you, dude. No, you should not have been more clear. I forgot that this is so well done. I forgot this wasn't an official Kabam document. You were very clear, especially as I read through the whole thing. I apologize. None of that is criticism of you, my friend. None of it. Literally. Zero. Radiance. Radiance will continue to be monitored and introduced to other game modes. This was cool, and it feels like everyone is. If you're like not happy about this, let me know. Write it in the comments. But I think everyone, like it, from earlier in this stream, Discord server, I think everyone was pretty like. I literally thought it was. I literally curd. I know I pulled this up. I shouted out Akbar, and it's so well done, and it's even got like the right like coloring and everything. That I was like, oh, this is obviously an official document. So yeah, thank you. It's even the same font. Yeah. All right, Alliance War update. We went over this. Yeah, I mean, dude, yeah, the GOAT, as always. Dude, thank you, Akbar. I mean, that's literally him right there in the chat, y'all. Let's thank him. Go subscribe. That's a great way to thank someone who does content. All right, I think that is it. Should we play the game for a little bit? Let's keep talking and have some fun. Spiral? Yeah, maybe Spiral. I'll admit, like, Spiral is one of those characters that I tested on CCP. I don't have her on my live account. And so, like, almost everything that she does is totally out of my brain. And then when I need to talk about her for a tier list or something, I reread it and refresh. Like right now, aside from Dancing Blades, I don't remember what Spiral does. I remember that her SIG, if you take her to the high SIG, allows her to take some hazard shift lanes. And that's about it on Spiral. And I should not use 2 light attacks when her blades are dancing. Akbar is Kabam's official alt account. He should be, dude. He should be. If it's not official, it should be. I think the deep dives are online. Really, dude? All right, let's sit down. Let's pull up a chair. I gotta take my headset for a second. We're flipping switches. We're getting the lights on, y'all. It's about to be a show. You just do it to help out. Well, very kind of you, Akbar. How dramatic that. We try to be dramatic around here, man. You guys are paying the big bucks to see the show. Let's give you a show. What did I say we were gonna do? Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. What the hell is this, man? Oh yeah, we're looking for the deep dives. And it looks like I'm showing you all this tiny little square of a YouTube screen. What the hell is that? Where did that thing even come from? What is that little square all about, man? Where did that thing come from? That's funny. I'm like, I only have one screen. And I have literally no clue where that came from. We gotta find that, man. That thing's a problem. It's a nuisance. There it is. Be gone. Be gone, witch. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if those deep dives really are online. That'd be cool. Would you all want to watch the deep dives with Throne? Oh, you can just look up the video on demand of the live streams. All right. You got that right, Dante. What's up, man? Well, see, I missed, guys, I asked a question that was very misleading. The deep dives apparently are not online yet. It would be, I guess it's the little snippet they showed on the live stream, and they do not timestamp their live streams. So I think it would, I don't think it'd be worth it. Let's just go ahead and play the game a little bit, huh? I've heard the game is fun. My general assessment on the game is that it's actually an enjoyable experience. So let's try it. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's test this theory while we continue to talk about it. I want to know you all's thoughts on this. I don't know if this was a lot of information. I do think there was a lot to talk about. I don't know if any of this justifies a like a reaction stream though, or a reaction video or something like that. If you think it does, let me know. I think we just did it. I think we just did it. People in my alliance don't seem happy. We can imagine the deep dives while you play. Yeah, there you go, K-Dog. I like that. I like that. What's life without a little imagination along the way? There are radiance allocation graphics too. Oh yeah, that's right. And I don't have those slides. That was before I was able to start screenshotting and stuff. I'm sorry if you already answered this, but how do you feel about the radiance allocation in terms of shoot? You know what? And I don't think if anyone, where would I be able to get that? If anyone on my Discord has a way of screenshotting that and sending it online, no, I won't be able to. I don't know how to quickly transfer them over, but thank you, Kurt. I appreciate you offering. Actually, yeah, dude, Kurt, actually, if you could do that, that would be cool. And we could go over that. I think we would be able to go over that. How did that look to everybody? You guys will all feel better. I've been alerted that my local Comcast business representative is available to meet if I am too. It's like a very urgent email. I love the amount of just trash we get for phone and emails now. It looked very top heavy, the radiance. More top heavy than the game already is with rewards. You know, especially like AQ or you love hearing give Mr. Comcast our bets. Thank you so much, Comcast. Do I also owe money to the IRS? Is my insurance about to go bad? What other scheme you got cooked up? My math, in fact, did not math. Math is poorly named, man. You know what I mean? Kurt, if you don't mind, dude, just hit me up if and when you're able to send them, buddy. Oh, there it is. I think it just came through. Thank you, bud. Every time I think I'm about to fully give up online, because I'm trying very hard to cut down on my various like communication apps and all that various stuff. Something like this happens where I'm like, okay, I guess I can't really fully give up yet. see here. I'm transferring them over. We're doing, it's really official business. I should get that Comcast rep in here ASAP to help me with the transfer of these items. Come on, man. Why are you doing this? Be this way. God damn it. Why is this happening? I know why. Bear with me. I apologize. I know this is riveting. I know this is why you all tuned in to watch me play with my phone. We're almost there, though, I promise. We're almost there. Help your alliance, Vega. You know what? I think one of the best ways to help a person is for them to learn to do it their own goddamn selves. You know what I mean, Dante? Shit. They can learn how to do it on their own. I know. Dude, you know what's so funny? Is as I was saying that, like I heard it as it was coming out of my mouth, and I was like, I guess in a weird way, that actually is what everyone does tune in for. So it's funny that you heard it that way too. That's ironically what we do. All right, so we're downloading the things from Curd now. I thought we were. What the hell, man? Where are they? Why are you being like this? My good God. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Almost done. Thank you again, Kurt. I appreciate you offering, because I do think people wanted to see this. All right. Can you all see that, or do we need to make that a little bit bigger? No codes I'm aware of, guys. I'll make it a little bigger. No reason not to. Okay, so let's go over this. We're going to go over these, and then, like I said, we'll play the game for a little bit here. Radiance, Alliance War ranked rewards. I'm having trouble letting go of this one. I think this is more a personal axe to grind, and so it's not appropriate or worthy of having on YouTube. This feels fine. It seems very top heavy. I think one of the biggest struggles is I played in Tier 1 for a very long time. And yes, there are codes. I just refuse to give them to you. There's no codes. No codes. Okay. Is that any more top in the current reward structure? So Akbar, that's ultimately where I end up going back on this stuff, is the time, effort, and energy to hit even masters, hit plat 1. Like, I was in an alliance for a very long time where we were trying so hard just to hit masters. This goes back to like my early days in Tier 1 war. And that time, effort, and energy is immense. And the amount of like getting champions, like going after all the crystals, ranking them up, is so immense that I don't think there's any way Kabam could accurately reward those people for their time invested in the game relative to the time invested to clear like story content, right? If they did accurately reflect that, the rewards for war would make story content like pointless, right? And I think that's one of the biggest struggles. Additionally, I think war in the competitive mode, the competitive stuff, it is weighted towards the top. I hate to say it always has been, because absolutes are really dangerous to use. But I think to Akbar's question, this feels like, well, I think that's kind of how it's been. And I then very fully understand how a lot of players are like, oh, so the rich get richer. And it's like, I think this is the game we play. Like, I don't believe that there's any way to change this. I don't think any sort of like asking nicely, asking firmly, complaining, refusing to spend. I don't think that would change this. Like, I look at this and I'm like, shit, man, I don't know. Like, it's a number, and it's graphs with numbers, and they're trying to incentivize people to push to Masters 1. The one thing I'll add to this, and let's pull up the other one here, is no, this isn't the one I was wanting. No, that's okay. We'll leave this on. Is like, there's so much cheating in this game, and I don't want to make it sound like it's rampant, right? Like, well, we've lost some viewers as we moved to this, and that's fine. It's okay. I get it. Is we have 183 people here right now. I would venture to say that at least 180 of you don't cheat. It's just when someone does cheat and you face someone who's cheating, it just stands out so much because it's unique, right? It's the way our brains work and things like that, or the experience is so distasteful. That, like, I mean, it wasn't just like 2 seasons ago. There was an understandable controversy because like the alliance that won and like faced the cheaters, or maybe someone got second and they faced alliance that got docked, and that was like their one loss. And it's like, it's just really, really difficult. Like, I don't think there's ever going to be a truly equitable solution to any of these problems in our game. Which is better, Void or Luke Cage or Nightcrawler? Luke Cage. The rewards are structured only further the gap between the tops and everyone else, leading to the tops always winning the top prizes. So that's the thing, Hugo, and I hadn't read your comment when I said this leads to the rich get richer. I agree. And I think that's just the game. Like, as an analogy for me is it's not even recruiting. I'm not recruiting for my alliance. I'm just talking to people and taking people's names for waitlists. And one of the things that's really hard is, you know me, I'm very big on like, don't spend if it's not in your budget. If this is your entertainment budget and it fits, have a blast. I feel literally no remorse or embarrassment or anything over spending on a video game. Dude, people go out and buy golf clubs. They'll drop like $3,000 on like new golf gear, and no one gives them shade for it, right? If it fits their budget, then great, dude. More power to them. Have fun, right? So why would we give shit for someone for dropping like $50 or $700 on a video game? Like, those things have equal value as far as I'm concerned, because there's something fun that the person's enjoying and they're having a good time. It's when it doesn't fit their budget that's where it really bothers me, and I don't want to incentivize anyone to do it. Please, if you're trying to get into my alliance, for God's sake, please do not do that. That's the last thing I want. But we are trying to be semi-competitive, right? We're players who are motivated to play. We just don't want to dedicate our lives to the game, and that wasn't fair. I know a lot of players who play in Tier 1 who don't dedicate their lives, and I'm not intending to shade them. That came out not the way I wanted. We're players who want to ensure that we can do the things in life that we want to do, and we've found ourselves incapable of doing that by playing Tier 1. That's the better way to say it, or what I meant to say. I'm going to establish like a new minimum of you need to have 2 rank 4s, because we do need in-game players. And if you're free to play and you've done the content, you have 2 rank 4s, or someone who's really close to it. And so like, I think there's that balance where it's okay it's okay because of the game for the rich to quote unquote get richer. But it's like everything else where it's like, but only so much richer. And please have ways for the non-relatively rich players to get competitively close. That's where I think that's always difficult. And I don't think Kabam does this I know they don't do this out of maliciousness, right? I think they're aware that they need to keep as many players invested as possible. It's just sometimes things aren't going to land. And sometimes, especially when stores and things are first buffed, they're going to be the best value that they'll ever be. And so I hope that's what we're running into right now. Thanks, Ace. I appreciate you answering some of the questions, buddy. I mean, again, like to me right now, and I appreciate Kurt doing this. I appreciate the Kabam employees putting this slide together. Right now, these feel just more like numbers on a screen. Like we could extrapolate some meaning to it and really calculate like how much is a player going to earn, and then go to the store and see. Like, remember, they did include escalating costs in the store, so you can't just like buy it out and just like buy a new rank 4 every couple of weeks. I think, and I think Kabam gave themselves a wiggle room to move these things around. Like, I think this was we're going to see how things play out. And I like that, because if it's stronger than they wanted or intended, or weaker than they wanted or intended, they've given themselves, they always have the authority to undo that anyway. But they've kind of like doubled down and made sure that we're aware of that. I think this is one of those ones we just have to see how it plays out. Like, but see, Anthony, and I want to be clear, dude, I'm not telling you that your response is wrong. I want to be so clear on that. I really dislike when people do that. Right now, you're feeling like this is insane how big of a gap it is. And like, dude, you know what? I fully get that rational experience. Like, you're not saying like, Kabam purposely did this to trick me. That's right. Like, hey man, like let's try to come back into the things we know. That's not what you're saying. What you're saying is this feels like a massive gap, and I don't think I like that. I can't tell you're wrong, man. And I'm not, you know? And it's up to Kabam to make sure that the vast majority of their players don't feel that way. That the people who are spending and super invested feel like it was worth their investment in their spending. And the people who are not spending are like, okay, I can still do the things I want to do in this game. That's fine. That's the sweet little middle. All right, we already established my alliance mates can take care of them goddamn selves. Here's the deal, man. I ain't spending any units. And I'm on my free-to-play account. Yeah, it must be. I'm still not spending any units. That does look juicy, but I'm not spending any units. We are saving all units for progression. Okay. I do want to log on to my 583 because I think I want to do a little bit of BGs, see how that goes. So I'm just doing be right back screen, but I haven't gone anywhere. You guys can still hear me, right? I believe this is set up so y'all can still hear me. Oh, thanks, Dante. That offer is even worse on Valiant. I do think, having gone through the all of Act 6 now. Actually, let me type this stuff in. If I keep talking, I'll type it in correctly. I do think that they've done a really good job, like as a veteran player who kind of knows a lot of the veteran tricks and the nodes and interactions and stuff. I think they've done a really good job with allowing you to learn the game. Now, obviously, like I know I did on my first time through, I just resorted to Unit Man. And then I got to the point kind of when I started my channel where it's like, I got a lot of this game to get better at. So that experience did happen. But going through it the way I did, I could see how someone would learn a lot to get through it. It's just, that's the game. It's like, it's the bar. Again, like, you want to get there faster? Pay me, Yo, you want alcohol brought to you? Pay me. You want a waitress to bring it to you? Pay me. It's very much, that's the thing, man. Alliance War details are posted. Do you have a link, Akbar? Happy Friday, Marlon. So Clayton, that's the other side to that. It might not even be a coin. It might be the other side to that dice, right? That die. And I haven't used this phrase in a long time. Whaling in this game is a full-time job. Like, there's a lot of reasons why I tell people, like, do not go outside your budget. Like, do not. There's the moral of me. I'm aware that I'm making things look cool. So I want to be clear. I'm not doing that to incentivize you to buy. I'm trying to help people learn, and I'm having fun, right? So there's a little bit of that. But the other side is, as someone who has at times massive whaled for periods in this game, you are constantly doing to keep up that advantage. I know to low spenders, it might not seem that way because there's constantly people spending, but it's not always the same people. And if it is, they're constantly spending to keep that advantage, because if they stop for even like a 3 to 6 month period, the advantage completely shrinks. Maybe not all the way down to free to play, but it does shrink a lot. There's multiple sides to this. You saw great timing. It's true, right, dude? It is 24/7, 365. It is a full-time gig to keep your advantage because the sales keep coming out, right? It's not like the big sale now is going to be rank 4s, and probably will be for a while, but eventually it's going to be rank 5s. So even someone like Yusafa, and he's here, and again, I consider him to be a friend, so I feel comfortable with this. If he just decides to stop today, if he's like, I still love the game, but you know what? I'm not going to spend anymore. I'm just going to stop. And he keeps playing. It's going to be like, well, I bet you it's like 9 months. This count and my count look virtually the same, and potentially mine even looks farther along. And then, give it a little bit more time, and then that'll continue on that way. Thank you, Akbar. Okay, so let's pull this up. This looks like it might be a Kabam crashed one, which I love, but that man types like I talk. Yeah, this is a doozy, man. This is a lot to consume. Did we? Let's see if we can pull this up. Okay. So, well, I think we'll go over this for a little bit. I'm not promising we're going to go over the whole thing, though. Okay, guys? Hey, all, and welcome to another channel changelog for Season 58 of Alliance War. We're excited to share with you the first... Okay, so they do call it, again, this is what the chat said, experimental. We're looking to spice up Alliance War in small but impactful ways. This is not small. I don't want to get overly hung up in semantics. I really tend to not like when people do that. But this is incredibly unsmall. This season we're trying to something completely different. We hope that even if Alliance War isn't normally your thing, you'll give it a shot. Go toe-to-toe with alliances to be... They're underlining that this is an experiment. And things will be done more traditional again. Interesting they don't say they're going to go back to the map. Like, why did you spend all that time, effort, energy, and human power of your employees if it was going to be only for 2 seasons? And I realize that they're trying to say something. I don't think this is going to land how they're hoping it does. I hope I'm wrong, though, because I do think war can be really fun. To help rejuvenate the Alliance War experience, we wanted to focus on fights that I think I might be being overly critical. You guys are excited about this, right? And I don't want to be the downer in I don't want to piss in your Wheaties, basically. If y'all are enjoying your Wheaties, I think it's good that we just let you enjoy them. Can you guys let me know in the chat there? Because I'm finding myself like wanting to tear this post apart, and this post was not written with ill intent. It doesn't deserve to be torn apart. The idea is for each battle group member to face a single supercharged big thing boss per battle group. As usual, who those 10 defenders are and where they are placed in is up to your opponent. Using only 2 attackers. You then face a fight with only a single added mechanic to bolster the defender's threats. Wait, what? So it's going to be like a single node? In addition to a truly massive health boost. I think this is getting away from what a lot of people enjoy about war. I feel like the chat is like not working. Yeah, it wasn't. Okay, here's a bunch of chat. Yeah, it just seems like, and I'm reading it all, it seems like such strange timing. This feels really... Okay, but see, then we have like Jared saying, I like the constant updates. So I'm just jumping in at the airport and haven't had a chance to watch stream. What's up, Joey? Overall, on the initial, hey, was the stream a W or an L? Overall, it received more W's than L's, and I had a portion like a sport at Taco Bell. I had a portion for a little bit of both, and that actually had 34%. The main thing that the thing that people most gathered around not liking was the Dark Phoenix. And I have to say, as this week went on, I began to think that I was wrong on Hulkling and CGR, and I was like, please don't make it the final milestone and be a buff champion. Please don't do that, because I really think a lot of the community is not gonna like that, and I think they're justified, and it's kind of playing out that way. But by and large, from my viewers, and we had like I think almost 500 votes when I called the poll. By and large, people were at least like, hey, it's a little bit of both, or it's a W. So that's good. Most of the higher end games. So, Kurt, to get back on what we're talking about, I'm not surprised by that, because war has been kind of classically for a long time been about very quick fights. Like, you think about, getting through 3 of Grey boosts in one fight. Not that that's like why it was fun as far as the boost is concerned, but the brevity, the sprint like nature of the fight was what was fun. And then you had like Everest content for these bigger health pools, right? Or ELP or whatever. And so I think that this is, but like they said, they're trying things out. Okay. So I want to separate out the trying things out from the, if I like this current iteration. I don't think this is the iteration that's going to get more people to jump in. The way it might, and why I said like on a very personal level, I'm a little like, dude, I'm alliance mates, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. We're going to keep doing our thing. But if I had known this was coming, I may have tried tier 1 again. Because if I'm reading this correctly, this solves literally every single problem I had with tier 1. Like this, in fact, it solves it way more than I would have ever imagined they would go. I can't imagine this is the final tuning for war, where it's like, just take one fight. Hold on. If you all will excuse me for a second, I said I was done making jokes, but I'm not done. One security is like, Kabam, if you're going to take a mode and make it just one fight, can we do it to AQ, please? That's the problem with AQ. No one was saying in war, you know what? There's too many fights. That's the problem. What they were saying that about was Alliance Quest. No one likes it. No one likes to be like, well, I've got to use all the energy. I got to log in 5 times a day to take the exact same fight over and over and over. I think you got the right idea. You've applied it to the wrong mode. Take this idea, put it in Alliance Quest, please, 99.9% of your community. Okay, let's get back. Facts. Thank you. Thank you for backing me up, chat. All right. Here's the various nodes. Okay. They're doing the force charges. Yeah. Okay. Why isn't this scrolling on the screen? Because it's not. It's all right. So yeah, I mean, these are like I guess the challenges and whatever. I don't know. That's fine. So here's another problem with this, and I will again. It's interesting though because a lot of you said you're enjoying the like trial and error and things like this, and I think a lot of this is how you approach the game. So I think one of the biggest issues, like I just found out, is really it was late last night, but I was home too late from seeing Thunderbolts to reasonably ask about it and get an answer. So I didn't ask, but I asked this morning in my own Discord server and CCP, like, okay, and so I'm reading something about Vicious, like what's going on? And it was explained to me. And what I understood was, hey, for like the last basically 3 weeks, maybe 4, I think it was since the patch update, Vicious has been basically at 100% for every champion. And the main ones that came to my mind was Sinister, but also like Okoye. And for me, it was, hey, we've had a long time to Sinister know what he was doing, what he's capable of. So like, I'm not going to say, hey, this is no big deal, but does it upset me? No. Like this, I'm like, I file this under, play a game. There's bugs in the game. That happens. They're solving it. Fine. But then there's Okoye, who's really new. And people have been excited to pull her and they rank her up. And I think, you know, well, one of my things is like play the champion, make sure you enjoy them. And so if you've been playing Okoye over the last 3 weeks and she's doing damage a certain way at rank 2, then you're like, dude, I'm ranking 3 this champion, or maybe rank 1. Like it depends on where you're at in the game. And you're like, dude, I'm ranking her up, or I'm putting my ISO in, right? You've earned those. You've earned them. And you made a decision based on what you were experiencing. And so to me, I'm like, those are the people that I think like, I get it from the Kabam perspective. Like, well, dude, if we gave out rank down tickets just for this, like, can you imagine how much rank down tickets we'd have to give? And like how many human hours that is? And I understand like that's how business works. But at the same time, like my heart goes out to the players who've ranked up Okoye based on this. Because even if she ends up being ultimately like pretty much the same for a variety of the places they were using her, it is still different. This relates to the war map for me because this is like out of the blue. Like CCP had no knowledge of this. Or if they did, if they're like, Vega, we told you about this at the summit in December. I'm sorry. I got tired. I had work too. I remember I was on the phone doing my job as well. Even that's still like a very small group of people. And we didn't tell you all. We weren't allowed to tell you all about this. So for the vast majority of the players, this is completely new knowledge. And I don't think we learned about this at the summit. Is what if you've been ranking up champions for the current war map that you were told we've spent a ton of hours making, and you ranked up new champions? Like DLL upgraded his best attackers for Alliance War. Trevor, a planner in 4 Loki. I love it. Was a phenomenal video. He did his best attackers. People have been like using those to do their rank ups and trial and error and conversations and line chats and discords. And then Kabam just saw like new map. And it's like, whoa, dude, like we've been ranking up for this very specific thing. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. I like if they had said, hey, in like 6 months or in 3 months or in 4 months, we might do this thing. And it might be something that we do a little more often to keep things fresh or to try things out. I would have been like, all right, that's cool. But right now I'm like, this feels a little bit like Okoye, where people ranked up based on what they were experiencing in game with no reasonable thought that it would get changed. And like, lo and behold, it's now getting changed. I don't know, man. I'm motivated to not dig this. So I don't know. They also need to reduce the number of bans. Did they say anything about it? Yeah, I'm not a fan of announcing it in just little time. Really sucks for people that just spend on stream. Dude, that's another thing, right? Like, and people I'm sure did. I like the fact that they took away bans, et cetera, to really allow accessibility to the mode, though. Oh, Matt, I think this makes the mode significantly more accessible. The problem also is, though, is like, let's say I hadn't just started a whole new alliance, right? In this other world. Because I'm not going to just bail on it. That's not cool. That would suck. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just out of nowhere change everything. If this had been announced like 2 months ago, I may have gone to For Loki and SSX and been like, I can do this. This is easy. I can do this, fits within my skill set and everything. Fine. Like, sign me up, because I don't have to coordinate with anyone. I can just take it's literally one fight. I don't know how fun that sounds, but I can do this. Right? And so I think there's that. But then again, being a rational human, there'd be my excitement and I would do that. And then I'd be like, hold on. They're also making it very clear that this is like potentially a one-time only thing. So I don't, like when you set up a study, that analogy is going to fall apart. Basically, I don't know if this is going to give them the test that they're looking for, aside from, do players in tier 1 are like this change or not? And that's literally it. I don't think it's just going to incentivize players to move up in tiers that otherwise hadn't. And maybe that's not Kabam's goal. Maybe they're like, yeah, that's not what we wanted to do. So screw you, Vega, and your dumb analysis. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not. It's not as impactful on Okoye as people think, I don't think. Not saying she's better than intended, but peak damage is only going to decrease by 20% of what it is right now. She's still going to muster. So Ace, one of the things I'm curious about is, right now Okoye is really powerful in Battlegrounds, right? And she's powerful in general, don't get me wrong. But I think, Battlegrounds is a mode where things can be really highlighted. It's short form, it's quick, it's fast paced, that sort of thing. It seems to fit very well with what she does. Maybe you're right, because I think it's like the SB2, and then she kind of kills things. This is a small enough decrease, and I think it doesn't kick in until she hits a 50 combo, if I recall. I did a little reading. That it's not noticeable in Battlegrounds, but people then start to using her in like app content, where health pools are like 900,000, a million. It starts to feel very noticeable, because you've now, I think if I'm understanding it correctly, you're now losing out on like 20% damage when she's at like her full ramp. So that like if I think about if Shuri's shocks became 20% less potent when she reached a combo of 50, you might not feel that in Battlegrounds, but everywhere else in the game, it might start to feel like a lot. I think that analogy is pretty accurate to what I'm trying to do. All right, let's play the game a little bit. I've heard good things. Kurd, thank you very much again for bringing that up. It also gives planners a bit of a break. Planning for tier 1 sucks. Totally agree. Changing the mode for planners in tier 1 feels like a really bad idea to me. Like, that's, that's tier 1. That's what, 20 alliances? A lot. Not a lot, but I'm aware some alliances pay planners and other alliances to do their plans. So you can't even, it's not even like every alliance has 3 of them, but let's still say 3 to keep the math simple. That's 60 planners. Changing a whole mode of a game for 60 people feels like a bad idea to me. I haven't even checked my deck. I'll check it really quick because I don't want to totally just like... I'm not a big fan of kicking myself in the nuts when I could have avoided kicking myself in the nuts. So let's take a look. See, I think I set this up because I did do a few practice rounds. Let's see. Let's more check and see if there's a champion I don't have in. I feel like I should want White Tiger. Why do I not have Domino in? Oh, you know what? I was doing a little testing for the Battlegrounds tier list on would I notice the absence of Domino in my deck. My theory was I would not. We're going to get rid of Foxy, and we're going to put Domino back in. That's a lot of science champions. Why do I have so many science champions? Spider-Punk. I love Spider-Punk. Actually, with his taunt, maybe I do want him in here. Cheese, one of my rank 4s. I'm sure everyone's going to feel very badly for me right now. Like, do you see how hard it is when you massive whale and it making your deck gets really tough because you've got so many good options. Does everyone feel badly for me right now? Do I have my bullseye in here? No, I don't. Or I do. Okay, we're gonna remove bullseye. And we're gonna put in one of my favorite champions. And we need to get Luke in. Feels weird to get rid of Dazzler, but here we are. Suffered from success, I know. It's like, oh, poor little whale guy. Oh, feel so bad. My main concern, my concern is mainly for if any alliances are carrying people. Okay, I didn't want to broach that subject, I'll admit. Matt, I had that exact same thought. That was actually my first thought when I saw this change. And I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to be the one to bring it up. Because at the time we had close to like 300 people in here. And I was like, I don't want to insult anyone, right? And I'm not trying to insult, but I could see people feeling that I am. And I know you're not either. I know you're not. I know Matt. If you don't know Matt, Matt's an amazing guy. I think that's going to be a very real thing, man. And I've played in tier 1 since literally, well, no, I don't think we were tier 1 right away. You guys know that's how I met DLL, was the first real war season. And just for clarity, I watched a little bit of Cantona's stream yesterday, but I've been so busy with my Vega Prime account, I've really not gotten to test this meta. So if I'm making horrible choices, I'll learn during this, and I'm kind of just having fun with you all, anyways. Hey, Trap, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? But yeah, I'm aware I might be making bad choices right now. It's funny because I said it was going to be a sensitive subject, and then I'm trying to concentrate on Battlegrounds. I'm aware that there were times where I was in an alliance because I was kind of like a character fit. I'm okay with this. I understand the realities of the world, and that's all right. That, like, it truly is. I was a character fit, and I was a massive whale, and I was good enough that if you told me, dude, do exactly this, it was usually going to be okay. And so I think on some level, your super high skilled players could feel very much like I was being carried. So I think I can see a lot of sides of this coin. I got to the point where, like, I was an asset in certain alliances from even a skill standpoint. My roster obviously helped, but you know, there was parts of this. And I think this is going to be a real challenge for some alliances. I really think it is. And I think they're just going to have to figure out what they're going to do there. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a very alliance by alliance case. And I don't care what alliance it is. Every alliance has some players that are stronger than others, right? Whether it's via skill, roster construction, whatever. I don't remember. Oh, are we power? Why am I? Oh, because it's Prowler. That was dumb. And I should have done that after the first hit. You can tell I'm rusty. You can tell I'm really rusty. Trap, dude. If you're still there, man, I am gutted you're retiring, dude. Listen. I am so gutted. I'm so happy for you. And I loved it. And I listened to every word of that video. and I'm so happy for you. But I'm so gutted that you're retiring. I actually told my wife. Like, I was literally like, I'm a little down this morning. She's like, why? I was like, my favorite YouTube channel is retiring. And it's hitting me really hard. And I think she actually felt badly for me. I don't tell my wife too much about the YouTube and the game and stuff like that. But I could not be happier for you, dude. I think the same reason why I loved your channel so much is why it's hit me hard. And Trap's probably not even paying attention. He's probably playing the game. How many slim tokens? I don't even. Are they? Is that what they're called? Slim tokens? Did someone answer? Just one. Okay, thanks. I'm concerned the alliances will be kicking weaker players like crazy. I hope that is the case. I mean, here's the thing though, is like, and this is also part of like, I mean, Kabam's kind of in like a catch-22 scenario, right? It's like one of the best ways to iterate is to test, is to try it out. The best way to try it is to try it. The problem is, one, it feels like it comes out of nowhere. Two, they're saying this is a test. So let's say I'm in SSX. Okay, because let's make this simple. Let's make this about me. And I'm in SSX now. What am I doing? I'm in SSX now. I am, without a doubt, I haven't been in SSX in a long time, but I feel comfortable with this statement. I am now SSX's possibly worst skilled player. Okay? And that's okay. It's a very good alliance. I'm so okay with this statement. Oh shit, what am I doing? I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I have now become possibly their worst skilled player. I'm without a doubt in their bottom 10. Do they kick me for this? Do they even approach me and say like, hey dude, listen, we've made it work. So you have a good roster. You're a great personality fit. You're good enough to take fights and we trust you. But like, we now need to know that everyone can take some of the hardest fights in the game, right? And do they do all that? And a lot of these alliances, dude, they're friends. We're friends. You've heard me talk about this. And so do they potentially hurt feelings? Maybe some people aren't aware that this is them, And do they do all that based on a test? I don't know, dude. Come on, dude, throw it. Throw it, dude. I think that creates a lot of really tough decisions and possible like some sensitivities. Because I also tell you this, and this sucks. I think there's a fair amount of people, and I haven't been in tier 1 in a bit, so maybe my like awareness on this stuff is gone. Maybe my knowledge is a bit old. This has been a while. I think there's a lot of people that are kind of that weaker player and don't realize it. I think they don't realize it. Because you could easily see a scenario, and I've been in alliances where this or like even me, right? Like there were times like For Loki had that PR, I think they called it PR tracker, and there were times where like I actually had really high PR, but I was like, my fights aren't the same as everybody else's fights, and so in some of these cases, you might actually be breaking the news to them. And they had no clue. Like, I don't know. It just, here's how it gets handled. That sucks. I always hate that. Not for me, for the player, for the other player. Hodges, I feel that way about Brian Grant. Oh, we're going way back to Trappy and Brian leaving. Yeah. Yeah, I fully get that, man. I fully get that. I hope to see you can. I have not been on the CCP server since very early this morning. I was asking about the vicious changes, so I don't know what CCP reaction is right now at all. I've been really transparent with you all, and almost to the detriment at times, especially a little bit lately, that I found that it's like sometimes just messaging on CCP is enough. And I don't mean enough as in they do what I want. Dude, Kabam doesn't do what I want. They do what they think is best. Provide feedback. But that to have it feel like it's been acknowledged, that this viewpoint is out there, videos often are the best way to do it. The problem is, we end up in the boycott scenario where I was letting you viewers know how I was feeling. I was very clear about what I was doing, but I get not everyone watches all of every video. Plus, especially because a lot of my videos are stream of consciousness, I can see how people would take the wrong idea from it. I really can. But a lot of that video is made for Kabam, where I was like, my boy Trappy is frustrated. This is one of my favorite channels in the whole goddamn world. And he's frustrated and he's not streaming as much. I like watching Andrew the Rough. I like watching Legacy, and they aren't streaming. This needs to change. And then, of course, I had my own issues with nightmare raids and things that we went over, right? I should focus for at least a minute here. Yeah, that feels fine. And so a lot of that video is for Kabam, and so that's where these things get a little difficult. We'll see what the CCP's saying, and we'll just have to go from there, right? Like there's really not much else we can do. Wait, are we boycotting again? It's always an on again, off again, sort of like flip a coin each day, sort of thing. If I had seen Moon Knight more recently, I'd make a joke based on the villain from that TV show. I'm at the not paying attention at all portion of the stream, which is usually a bad place to be. Do y'all think Radiance will be rewarded when completing in-game content store? I don't think so, Hayden, because I think they've been pretty clear, and I don't mean this in like a passive aggressive, like, did you not read what they wrote sort of way. I mean, like, I think this is what they've written. That hold on, I gotta focus. I think they've been pretty clear that they're intending to have Radiance be for like their competitive mode, so like PvP, or I think they're even including AQ in that, seeing Prestige as being semi-competitive. So it'd be interesting to see it in. I would be surprised to see it in story content or something like that. What we would more traditionally consider PvE content. Prestige as competitive always kind of feels weird, but I get it. It's competitive in a way. Vega, were the crystals to buy for cash in the Mega Days? Oh shoot, dude! I think you were. Dude, I'm not paying enough attention. I think there was like a $50 for 10 crystals sort of thing. Does that sound right? Very interested to see the radiances from the rest of the creators. I don't think your points are invalid. Thanks, buddy. Let me focus up on this for a minute here. I'm trying to decide, because this is a rank 2 sassy, if we just go straight to our SB2 and don't worry about the slow. Yeah, that was an accident. I like my new toy a lot. Remember, that was a rank 2 Sasquatch though, so keep that in mind. But I really like my new toy. It's so much fun. He's 662, I believe. I might take him to Sig 200, dude. I did not love him in the Thunderbolts movie, to be honest, but my expectations were so stupidly high for him. The movie was great. But he's so much fun in this game, dude. He was already down 3% just from the heavy spin. I know, and I missed a parry and then had to delay it a minute too. Oh my god. Cool question. Am I trying to plan for the Dimensional Beats Necro? Should I R4 Kushala or Onslaught instead? Does Kushala need the R4? You know that I stopped paying complete attention for this question. I believe my Kushala was ranked 3 when I did it. I will tell you, she was really helpful. There was a couple of fights. If I forget to talk about it after this one, remind me, Daniel, because she was really, I should have made a video on that, man. I'm so sorry I didn't. That she was really helpful for, and a lot of it was due to her like longer specials. I got the advice from MP Blaze, and it was super helpful. That's my fault. I let my poppers not get refreshed there, but I did a really bad job with the nonsense management. I'll admit the Nefaria's specials, I struggle with them a bit, especially the SB1. Like, I feel like I've got the evade down, but there's clearly something about this, like there's like a second hit there. There's something there. Like, this is, you guys hear me talk about how I'm not going to take this Battleground season seriously at all. That's like one of the small things I want to brush up on. There's some bigger stuff, like just how to fight Zola better, like at all. How to fight Arcade better, get that fight down. Like, people are taking him without a poison counter and stuff. Like, I need to get there if I want to be more competitive. And just fighting Nefaria properly is actually part of what I need to clean up, because I'm seeing him in decks and as a defender from time to time. Does this push me all the way into... so we're all the way there now, huh? Interesting. Okay. And then I think in one more season we'll have enough. Dude, this one drives me insane. This constant, the thing that just keeps like that even looks irritating. It is so annoying. Go away, dude! Stop it! And I think this is just like a permanent feature in the game, because this has been here a long ass time. Where are those things, dude? The plumies or whatever they're called. I have 54. Do we have any idea how many of those things we're gonna need? If anyone knows, let me know. And then I have 11 of these. I had bought a couple of, like, I think I bought a weekly deal or two before I stopped spending. And I see Lumitrex, I see his power. I think part of it too is, like, I think I have a lot of stuff to catch up on skills wise that I want to for my own, like, enjoyment of the game. And so I played Lumitrex enough to feel confident talking about him for the tier list. And I think I'm just gonna kind of put him on a shelf until I can get him in game, and then I'll take a look at it. 75, okay, so I don't have enough of them. All right, that's fine. Why can't they just make this dragon autoclick? I don't know, man. There's all kinds of like text stuff that has to do with the claiming and like even like the sigil, the monthly thing, and I don't know. I trust me, a lot of people in CCP are on them on these things and as polite as possible, being like, "You're aware this is still not fixed," and so. Yeah. All right, let me read the chat a little bit. Oh, so Daniel, yeah, going back to that, dude. So. I think, first of all, I mean, I took Kushala to rank 4. She was one of my first ones. Now, I was really clear about that. Like, I mean, DLL is a friend of mine. Okay. Like, and I got to be part of that process with him. He invited me in. I loved Kushala from comics. There's not a lot of comics on her, but I really loved that. And so, like, I had a lot of, like, extemporaneous, is that the word? External? Let's go with external. Things to actually just, like, playing the game to rank 4. Now, it wasn't like some crazy call because she's one of the best Mystic champions in the game. So I think she's totally worthy. Of course, rank 4 will help you on that run. That run's brutal as it is. That being said, dude, Onslaught's Onslaught. And so if you want to rank 4 Onslaught, I think go for it. I don't think your run's going to be that much better or worse from doing a rank 4 Kushala on it. It was America Chavez and Kushala both. Now remember, Chavez has that passive stun, right? And I don't remember what the fights were. I think that was like the reverse controls lane, if I'm remembering correctly. And it was advice from MP Blaze and actually Campo. And it may have been B as well, B McG. Because I was like, dude, I got to do this run. It's going to be brutal. And they helped me out a lot in saying, like, utilize the length of Kushala's specials and America Chavez's passive stun to help get you through, I think it was the reverse controls portions. That was incredibly helpful. But my absolute MVP for that run was actually Future Ant-Man. He was phenomenal. I was getting fights down in sometimes between most of the fights were down between 1 and 3 revives. There were some that were like, by the time I got to Sunspot, I remember I was mentally done. I was like, I've got so many units and items left over. I'm fine. Just get through this. So if you really are thinking about it, if you're gonna do Heart of Fire anyway, dude, it's only like 5 days away. Maybe see if you get Future Ant-Man and take your 7-star in there, because he was the MVP, because he can be played away. You do need some AI cooperation, right? And if you're not familiar with the playstyle where you stop your combo very quickly and you hold block, if you're not familiar with that playstyle, let us know. I have a feeling you are. I know you from the comments. Future Ant-Man was my absolute MVP in there, and that was a 6-star rank 5 ascended. Depends down on the little people. So like literally, Ace, that's the thing, right? Like that's what I was talking about with like, I'm gonna have Dark Phoenix. And it's this thing where it's like, dude, I get why, like, if you don't know me, I look like I'm someone who like wails to feel better. And I'm not. Like, I so am not. But it's also like, what am I supposed to do? Like, my toy in Red Guardian is fun. I hate that someone quit out. You know what I mean? It's like this, it's the game. Like, my alliance right now is a bunch of in-game players and 2 alt accounts. We're going to just trounce people in war, and I feel shitty about it, but I have no other option than, like, we sign up for war and go through it. Like, I don't know what else to do. And it sucks. I don't want to ruin other people's fun. You're right. I don't have the technical knowledge to criticize heavily. Well, Snoops, that's about like the pop-ups and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't trying to, if that's what that is, I wasn't like shaming you, dude. If that's how it came across, I apologize. I was just more like, I think there's just stuff I don't know. Like, I think it's tech and I don't know. Nice stream. Thanks, Clumsy. 24 hours in Valiant. 24 coming in Valiant. EQ quest, 10 from Beach, 5 from the stream. Oh, that's for the plumies, the plumers. I'm currently level 26, and the pool event has been very good. 6 stars and 7 stars. How are you getting that with only level 26, man? What are you talking about? Clumsy, if you could expound on that, I would love it. I'm mainly asking because of my free to play. Like, dude, I'm rushing to Paragon in hopes of getting in the Heart of Fire event. But maybe you're talking about something different, man. Fan as some stars gonna make that one a lot easier. I think so too. I think so. But I keep getting golf ads now that you've been talking about golf so much. Oh, really? I do think. So, little peek behind the curtains. I I think my channel, I think it's part of why, I don't want to say Kabam likes me, because in fact, I think a lot of them don't like me, to be honest. Or they don't care one way or the other, probably is a better way to put it. But I think one of the reasons why my channel is treated the way it is, and I think why it does, I've often been told, and I think it makes sense, and it's been my experience on YouTube, that my subscriber count is not reflective of the influence of my channel. I think a lot of that is because I think my channel appeals to an older and more likely to have large entertainment budgets group of people. And I think that's by virtue of me being older and the way I do things. And so it would not surprise me that golf, based on my channel metrics of like who my viewers are and their age set and various other things that Google has found out about you all, that bothers me that this is the way internet is. That if a golf company is looking to target, I want to target people between the ages of 35 and 49 who have this income, and for some reason I want to do it on a mobile gaming channel, that they go to mine. It's not surprising. No, I don't think there was a code, Steve. I forgot about my stupid pin comment. I was being funny because people kept asking for codes. I don't know if I missed your thoughts, but what do you think about Dark Phoenix being in the Cosmic Heart of Fire? True, I'm old. Rags, I think it's just a virtue of like me. I make not old jokes, but I make jokes about stuff that was like from like the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. I think my whole like, I'm not going to shame anyone and like, let's talk and your opinion's fine. You can have a different opinion. I think it's just very not what people usually do on YouTube. And so I think as a result, it appeals to an older crowd. Like I'm sure there's some younger people here too. But I do think the younger people are more likely to be like, you're obviously full of shit, dude. Because like the idea that someone is on YouTube just being like, here's what I actually think, I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm sorry. It's just like, so like, you can't do that on YouTube, man. You know what I mean? So I think just by virtue of that, a certain set of, there's a term for it, I can't think of the right term, of people and things have gravitated towards my channel. Dre, what's up, dude? Thank you so much, man. Let's get you on that board, dude. I really appreciate any and all support. Memberships are awesome, dude. Thank you so much. I don't think that's the essence of your name, but like, we've been talking about Dr. Dre on like the last like probably 2 weeks. And I think a lot of young people know who he is, but I'm not sure. And a lot of the jokes were like, it was like forgot about Dre. And so I think that's just like an demographic. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you. It's exactly what I was looking for. Demographic. Yo, Vega, let me borrow 35. Man, I think Kabam frowns upon that sort of thing. But I'll log on to your game and play for it. No. What's up, Tess? How you doing, man? I know you're joking, man. I know you're joking. Dr. Dre is right from Venom 1. How different is the meta? I'm having fun. I do need to go soon. Is the meta that different? That's interesting. Here, we'll play one and then we'll move on. It's been a solid stream. I appreciate so many of you all. Inspiration. Oh, cool, man. Love it. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, dude. I was gonna say, I appreciate you all sharing your thoughts and opinions on it. Like, I also think, I think a lot of the YouTube channels, like a lot of the MCoC successful YouTube channels, I think are really smart, actually. So that wasn't meant to sound like totally self-serving. But I appreciate you all sharing those ideas because, you know, I know how I feel about these things and how they land with me. But like I said, even the war thing, I think hits me because of like my own personal reasons that don't relate to literally any of the rest of you. It's just very me. And so I see it through a slightly negative viewpoint. And I still, as we talked it through, I feel pretty strongly about some of those things. But you all brought up some positives that I admit I was not initially seeing. So I hope that ends up landing well. And I appreciate you all sharing them with me. Dude, I hate the idea of banning a 5-star Iceman, but I think that's kind of part of why Iceman's there, dude. And so, well done. I always cheer that stuff, like when someone's got, it's annoying, but when someone's got like an Electro, I'm always like, you got me. I'm going to have to use a ban on that. I'm not happy about it. I feel like this node's going to mess with America more than I like. That's all right. I've enjoyed your stream, as well as Nick136. Nick runs a very smart channel. MSD's really, I mean, really, MSD's smart. The most of the late, since you guys are pretty sure. Thanks, dude. Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see someone vibing with those channels and mine as well. Does anybody know what Kabam was on about today? Can you give us a little? I could read that like in the literal way and the figurative way. If you could tell us which one you mean and like give us an example, it'd be helpful, Carlos. Loving X-Men stuff and we're hoping to see Madeline. So I did this video quite a while ago where I called out to Kabam like, hey, let's start buffing those X-Men. Let's like buff the Fantastic Four. Like, we're aware that the MCU and Marvel, they've bought the rights to these. They're gonna start being in videos. Let's do this. Like, come on. Let's get that like excitement going, because the game's really cool. It's awesome, right? But if people are excited about the MCU and seeing those movies again, like, dude, they're much more likely to download, to play, and like have fun with it. I don't think this is gonna go well for me, and that's okay. Not everything has to go well. I should have probably picked Luke. And I have a strong feeling that Kabam was already like, yeah, dude, we're on it. We planned buffs and things out like years in advance. But I think we're here. Dude, I saw Thunderbolts last night. I actually don't want to tell people how good I thought it was. Because, you know, when people are like, dude, this is one of the best movies ever. And then you go and see it. And it's like, even if it was really good, but it wasn't the best movie ever, you're like more critical of it. I don't want to do that to people. But I think it was really good. And I think people are going to be interested in Marvel stuff. Let's put it that way. I mean, we got Fantastic Four coming, dude. We got the X-Men coming. We got Doctor Doom coming. Like, you got to work really hard to mess that up. Like, that's like pizza. If someone makes a bad pizza, you're like, how hard did you work to make this taste bad? It is bread and cheese. This is why no one likes you, Enchantress. This is why no one likes you, and you never get invited to the party. Forgot about this. That's my fault. She doesn't care. She doesn't want to go to the party anyways. Because I've told her that before, and she's still the same. She doesn't change. The massive news. Oh, you got here like, oh, dude, there was a lot of news, dude. Here, I'll finish up this BG's match. No, dude, honestly, it was a lot. Some of it, people not so happy about. Overall, people were either like lukewarm on the stream in general or pretty positive on it. The biggest issue was, shoot, what am I doing? The biggest issue was Dark Phoenix. She's the like last champion in that Heart of Fire crystal, and she's actually not even in the crystal. She's sorry, I guess I just said that really poorly. She is I think Red Skull's Fate Seal immune too, isn't he? I can't remember. It's dumb because America was probably my best defender too. I think I may have just effed myself. That she's like a final milestone, and I had a feeling this was happening as time went on. I got really concerned that they were gonna like buff a champion or something and put her in the final milestone. I'm like, I think people aren't gonna like that. It's only rank 2, but Chavez is pretty good, man. Chavez is pretty good. I remember it was a while ago. I figured that out against Red Skull, and I did a video on it. When I do my short videos, they tend to do very poorly. It's not why people tune into me, but I still like doing them sometimes. I think that was one of the few ones that maybe even Celestial players were a little like, we didn't all know that yet. And someone, I remember, it was a smart player too. And they were being helpful. They weren't being like a jackass about it. I don't remember who it was. Pointed out that at the time I had a rank 3 Iron Fist relic, and that was helping out. Because it's that first hit of the heavy does that large burst, and it was helping. And it may have been FinTech. It may have even been Trap. I don't know if it was Trap. Pointed out that there was even like a slightly superior way to do it. But yeah, she can do that fight. It's really cool. Okay, let's go and catch up on chat here. And they deserve the buffs, especially when X-Men 97 came out. Yeah, dude. I mean, I loved that show. I tried to watch it with my kids. My kids were a little weirded out by it. And I was like, it actually is a little weird. But I loved it. But I think like what they've grown accustomed to from like a comic or an animated show is not their jam. Especially like when they started going into like Cyclops and Jean and the baby, and like I was like, yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, but it's weird. Don't yeah, go watch something else. I mean, Reed's son being like a top. Yeah. I agree. I don't like Dark Phoenix being the trophy champ. She's going to be available for us too. So Severus, I've been on record. I've told you all. This is like one of the like. I'm not gonna make a whole video on it, but I've referenced it in a lot of videos, and I have told Kabam my opinion. Again, like Kabam's gonna do what they want to do. They're gonna take our opinions and they're gonna do what they want to do. And I have told them that I think these events will land even better, because I do think the hell is the sale called? Red and Dead's spring cleaning. I think landed really, really well. I thought it was good. I think like giving like free to play something from just playing the game, dude, huge win, huge dub. If you can get those champions to the basic crystal in like 12 months, like even 16, maybe feels like it's pushing it, but I get it. I think it changes things quite a bit, man. I think it changes things quite a bit, like the framing of it all. It's still, if someone was upset about it, I'd be like, dude, man, I get it. This is the game we play, you know? I'm always about like, when I say I'm a pro player, I'm talking about trying to help you feel like you have agency to, if you're enjoying the game, play it even better, learn more, or be entertained. So, and I mean this fully, is if you're not having fun, I'm hoping to help you feel like, dude, I don't have to play this game. I don't have to. You definitely don't have to spend. That's what I mean when I say I'm pro player. Like, there's stuff about the game we just have to accept, because they ain't going to change, man. This is their business model, right? And so we're not going to ever change that stuff. I could make videos pretending that I think they're going to change that stuff, and I'd get way more subs, way more likes, way more, what's the thing? Super chats. But I'm not fake, dude. I ain't going to fake. I ain't going to lie to you all. I know that's the way of the internet and YouTube, but I haven't lied to you guys in the beginning. I'm not going to start now. So sometimes I'm going to say stuff that's going to upset people, and that's fine. I got hit through it. Oh, Brendan, you're probably long gone, man, but thanks for being here. We'll just be through the show. The AW people are going to have to fight rank 4, 10 million health enchanter is going to be, dude, people are going to be so unhappy. So here's an interesting thing, though, about that is like, what's his name? Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon. Maybe now all of a sudden, when you're facing that massive enchantress, you're still going to rather use Spider Woman, but you get my point. You get my point. Maybe you're not so upset about using him, or a champion that like takes a bit more time to get their ramp going. You know what I'm saying? Or has like more utility, less damage, because you're having to take out 1 million anyway. So that utility's helped you stay through. Like I see how the design space for the designers can be complemented by, or not even necessarily compliment is probably not strong enough of a word, by the map, by the nodes, by the defenders, and that sort of thing. So I could see that though. Good score. Yeah, I think that was a rank 2 Enchantress, right? I don't think I can see it. Yeah, that's not going to come up. I think it was a rank 2. It might have been a rank 3. I don't remember. And I messed up that SP1 of A. That was my fault. So we could have had a lot more health out of that. Sad that Invisible Woman didn't win the buff. My hope is that all those lady characters get buffed. I agree with you, just as a yes and. I really wanted Squirrel Girl. I know she's not everyone's flavor, man. That's like my sense of humor and stuff. So I get that. Hoped up on X23 though. Did I miss the Radiance talk? Yeah, there's a lot of Radiance. I think right now, it's just a lot of numbers on a sheet, which is all they can give us. I think it's going to take time for us to see how it actually plays out. Before like a strong, this is good, this is bad. I like the existence of Radiance. I like that it exists. I would love if Kabam could just get away from the trophy tokens and the loyalty and the glory and the, what the hell is the freaking diamond thing even called anymore? And I'm not trying to be mean or like kick a dog when it's down or whatever term you want to call, but like Mysterium, dude, that's literally the name of where I love finishing in Battlegrounds. Like it just, and a lot of it is like, I think about new players, right? Like as someone who does a channel, I hope you all are having fun. I hope new people come in, right? Like I'm going to do my thing regardless on YouTube, but of course I hope people watch it. I hope people like it. I ain't dumb. I'm not, you know? And so like, I hope new people come in, and the more someone comes in and downloads the game and is like, what the shit is that? I'm not even playing the game yet. And you look at this screen, you're like, how am I going to learn all of that? I thought units were the currency in the game. Do you get what I'm saying? And so like, at some point, giving us agency and what we purchase and what we buy becomes overwhelming via selection or choice, right? Like everyone's experienced that when you go to like a new restaurant and they're like, what would you like to order? And you're like, I don't know, dude, your menu was like 30 pages long. Can I just get a beer, please? Like, do you have a burger? You know? And they're like, would you like the farm to table all organic super duper burger? And you're like, does it come with cheese? Can I just get like a cow and then you ground it up, and can I just get that, please? Like, so on some level, like I think some things just go way too fucking far, man. Brother, you just cooked me a few Magic Ghost dinners. Dude, Davis, like I think my account was probably like 8 times the size, man, from whaling. So good match, dude. Like, thanks for matching, buddy. Do you think that's better? Dutchy, dude, huge thanks. I'm signing off, man, but here's what I do when that happens. I really appreciate that so much. Whenever a super chat comes in on the later side like this, I leave it up for the next stream, man, because you deserve your credit. And I appreciate it so much, dude. Thank you very much. If you have a question, let us know. I'll stay on for another minute or two, just in case you got a question or something. R4 Warlock worth it? Yeah, I think so, Name. Dean's a smart player, man, so he's answering there. But I think so. What's really weird is my Warlock is still at rank 2. And that has no reflection upon how good Warlock is in this game. Like literally none. It's just in my roster, the way I went about it. And like I ranked up Guardian early, and then like Ultron came along, and just the way it's worked, like there's been I think it was last Battleground season. If I had taken it seriously and tried to push and a bit more, be a little more competitive stream, I would have ranked up Warlock in a heartbeat. And I don't even want to tell you that I will, like as an example, and why I'm like, please don't take me having him at rank 2 mean he's not worthy of rank 4. He's very worthy of rank 4. Is I haven't even taken up Shocker. I love playing Shocker. Shocker's great in Battlegrounds. And I haven't done it. It's just been the way it's worked when I've made choices. Tech is actually sneakily become, in my opinion, one of the best classes in the game. Like, they are very sneaky about it, these tech champions. They're all like very like under the radar. We don't think of them as like your bonkers broken champions, but there are so many in that second tier. We've had a lot of discussion on them in Illuminati chat every single month, and now featuring Ant-Man's coming. Thoughts on Cyclops and where he is based on where he's based on, which is thinking about R4 dude, I gotta play him first. I gotta play him. I gotta see his full kit. He looks powerful and he looks modern, right? Like, doesn't he even have DLL created Gene, and he came up with I believe he did. It may have been one of the designers. I don't know. So I shouldn't give credit where I'm not certain it goes. But Gene has that. I think it's called Uncanny, where like their specials cost less. I think Cyclops has it. I'm not sure. But I remember I've seen bits and pieces, and he looks super modern. He looks powerful. He looks fun. And fuck it, I'll say it. I know who designed him. I tend to really like this designer's champions. All the designers are great. All the designers produce powerful champions. Like, they all do. They all do. And no, it wasn't DLL that designed Cyclops, but I'm aware of who did. And there's something about the way they design champions that really clicks for me. And so I'm super duper pumped for Cyclops. Oh man, easy. Oh, and I think you even retracted the message, dude. I just have didn't get. People also need to stand in Kabam's shoes and understand the game needs to generate revenue because it doesn't have any. Absolutely, man. And I try my best to like reflect all of that without coming too strong on you're getting hard to believe, or you know, the white knight idea, or the what's the other term people use? Shill. That's not a term that was used much when I was coming up in the world. So it's interesting because to me it sounds like a really old term, like from like the 20s or 30s or 40s. But you know, terms come back. And just trying to strike that balance, you know. And always remember, dude, that like in just like anywhere in life or anywhere else on the internet, the most upset people tend to be the most vocal. And so like even on my most controversial and most disliked videos, their like to dislike ratio is still well above 60, and most of them are around like 70%. And that's from likes to dislikes. So even in that scenario, the people who really liked it still outweighed the people who really disliked it significantly. And most people who like something need to be reminded to thumb it up. So it's really easy to think the very upset are a bigger portion of the audience and the player base than they actually are. They're just so vocal and sometimes so extreme in the language they use that it's almost impossible not to notice them. Is Guardian still worth an R3? I think so. He's getting close to, you know, that emoji we've added in the tier list. We're like one of the most controversial in Illuminati chat. He's actually approaching that territory. The reason why he is, I hadn't really thought about it, but it's obvious to me why he doesn't have it, is because I'm kind of the only one who values him as highly as I do. There might be a couple other, and it just hasn't come up. But like even when I did my own personal top 10, he was on there. I think I even had him in my top 30 in the game. And everyone was kind of like, I think that's a bit rich for Guardian, dude. I still like him. I still love him. I don't know. I think he can just do so much. He's not reliant on removing prowesses, but his block is so insane. I don't know. I still think he's a really, really great champion. But the class has improved around him. The class has. I think it'd be silly not to recognize that. So how's the movie? You sound like you feel better. Dude, I feel a lot better because I have my voice. I even started feeling better afterwards. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate that. That's kind of you. My voice started feeling a lot better, and I loved the movie. I had a great time. Saw a buddy I haven't seen in a bit. He's a fellow dad out here in San Francisco, and like we're raising kids together, both married. And, our wives are actually kind of similar in some ways. And so it's great just to like hang out with the dude and talk like just two guys. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think you guys know what I mean. And it was just fun. We like played some pinball, had a beer, and then saw the movie. And I thought the movie was great. Do you know Cyclops' miss evade counter is in his updated kit? So Monty, I'll just cut through it with you guys. I've seen his abilities kit. I don't think I'm allowed to talk about it yet. So I apologize for that. Watch the deep dives. They should be out this weekend. Mike does an awesome job. Mike does such a great job. Watch this. And then I think DL, I feel strongly that DL will be putting out his spotlight with contacts. Those are always really, really helpful. And I'm gonna be putting out those new champion videos for you too. Just like Philly fans. What was that? Passionate, awesome. Have a beer. I don't remember what that one was on, but go Birds, man. Did I get anything for beating a death in BGs? I don't think so. I think that was just a one season thing. The spot is up on the website right now. His and Dark Phoenix. Oh, they don't tell me stuff, man. They don't tell me things. All right, y'all. I really got to bounce. You guys know I love this. I absolutely love this. I will try to get that Relics tier list out. I'm looking at how long we streamed. Stream is just so fun. You guys make this fun. It's a blast. But that Relics tier list will come out in the next. We got a lot going on in this game the next week, guys. There's even some stuff. No, y'all know about everything now. But next week's going to be bonkers in this game. I think going to be a lot of hype. I hope everyone has a lot of fun. But I'll get that Relic tier list out. All the info was done. The Illuminati what word did I just say? The Illuminati has given all their thoughts, and they pointed out a lot of really smart stuff. So I appreciate them doing it. So I just got to make that video. Huge thank you to Dre for the membership. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. And Dutchy for the donation. Again, seriously, really appreciate all the support. Thanks so much for hanging out, y'all. Been good. Hey, Aaron, that's right, man. You were here earlier. What's up, dude? You been this whole time? All right. I got to go. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.